7 matches down, then 2 more to come here in Gibraltar. It's a little bit windy, but cricket's still underway. My name's Charlie Hunt. You're watching the Gibraltar T20I series here on the European Cricket Network. The wind is still here in Gibraltar. It's another windy afternoon, and well, that still doesn't stop the cricket though. We've got 2 more games to come, 7 matches down, 2 more to go. It's a big one. First up, Gibraltar. They take on Portugal, and well, the big news is for Gibraltar that Avinash Pai, the skipper, he misses out due to injury, along with a couple of different changes as well. Nicola Advani comes into the squad as well. That's a big change there for Gibraltar. And well, this is a big opportunity for Gibraltar to take some really big, crucial ICC ranking points up against Portugal. Portugal 5 from 5, looking to make it 6 from 6. They're looking to go unbeaten in this tournament. They'll certainly be hoping that they can go and complete that task here today. News from the toss then, the stand-in skipper Ian Latine for Gibraltar. They're going to go ahead and they're going to have a bat first. I like this move. They've still got run scorers in that lineup, even without Avinash Pai at the top of the order. That's the question though. Who's going to come in and open alongside Louis Bruce? Only time will tell. Joe Marples, he's in the commentary box. And Joe, news from the toss. Gibraltar, they're going to have a bat.
Good morning and welcome from a lovely sunny Gibraltar. 23 degrees here, but as you said there, Charlie, a bit windy still down on the middle of the pitch. As we can see though, nice clear skies across the Mediterranean towards Africa there, just behind the stand at the bottom. So, as we're looking for the final day here at this T20Is here in Gibraltar, just a little recap on yesterday's results. Gibraltar, that incredible victory in the morning where they really put the pressure onto the Maltese team, 143 on the board, and Malta all out for 63. That innings from Louis Bruce, 52 off 34 balls, really impressive. His form yesterday, incredible with the bat, seeing it a bit like a beach ball. Unfortunately, wasn't able to capitalise. He looked in fine nick, a run out against Portugal, and then just a bit of a mistake, kind of lofting one into the offside to get out in that game. Against the Maltese. As we can see there though, some really good figures with the ball for Gibraltar as well. Kabir Mirpuri at the top of that. As we just move on to that second game here, as we look at a Gibraltar-Portuguese game here, where Gibraltar really struggled with that bat. Only 90 runs on the board this time, losing 8 wickets for it. Louis Bruce again, the top scorer in that one with 22 from 13. Tight bowling from that man, Francois Stoneman, who's had an incredible tournament so far. And Junaid Khan and Sarwar chip in as well. In terms of batting, Kuldeep Galoya managed a really good, solid 56 not out. He started to find his feet yesterday, didn't he? And he's now the top run scorer in this competition. 185 runs from his 5 games as Portugal have won all of their games and look to really finish off this week in style. And then finally, the final game of yesterday, as the sun started to set here, the wind did settle down a bit. Malta finally found a little bit of form with the bat. Jaspal Singh hitting a lovely unbeaten 65 off 51 balls. But it was that man, Varun Prasad, who we've been calling for all week to try and find. Never really found the middle. Yesterday he did. 42 runs off his 36. Some really huge 6 shots in there, including a broken bat. Portugal just didn't really find the same form in the field as they did against the Gibraltar team in that second game. So Malta finishing on 156 for 4, but Portugal came out strong again. That man, Kuldeep Galoya, 80 off 31 balls. At the time, Portugal hitting 110 for only loss of 1 wicket in their first 10 overs. It was a quite incredible spout of hitting from the opener, and they'll be looking for more of him today in this first game as they look to beat this Gibraltar tide and go home with 6 wins from 6. Just having a look across here now at the nice, looking at the standings as we see there, Portugal, as I was just saying, 5 wins from 5, really high net run rate, 10 points on the board. They will be crowned champions today, no matter what. Gibraltar, on the other hand, 2 wins from 4, 2 losses. They'll be happy with their progress so far, but they'll be looking today to try and finish on a real high note. Another victory against Malta maybe later on is what's in their sights, but today this first game is a real opportunity for a few of the players that we've maybe not seen so far, including the likes of Nicola Advani, Brian Zammit, Julian Freoni, to come and make a name and they'll be feeling fresh, and you know, it's difficult to play 6 games over the space of 4 days, so fresh faces will be might just be the trick here for this Gibraltar side. Meanwhile, Portugal looking pretty much unchanged. Najam Shazad will be leading from the front once again. However, we do see Azarandani come back into that side, and he'll be looking to make a real good point, as his first few days he really struggled, found himself then dropped to the 12th man position. He'll be wanting to come out strong today, and I'm presuming he will be pushed up the order. So, as we see, Gibraltar are just entering the field, and we will have looks like Lou Bruce, and it will be the captain, standing captain. Actually, no, it's not. It's Brian Zammit. So, good to see Brian Zammit, who got his first game yesterday against this Portuguese side, and he will be opening the bat alongside the youngster. That'll be interesting to see. Lou Bruce so far, 107 runs in this competition, averaging 26.75, a nice, good strike rate of 128.91. He'll be looking to progress and really push on, because he's made some really good starts with the bat. Hit that half century yesterday, but he's been looking in really fine nick. So it'll be interesting to see how he takes on this Portuguese attack early into this game. As you can see there, even though it's a bit windy in the middle, as you can see the breeze just brushing against the clothes of the players, it is still really warm, about 23 degrees, 24 degrees. And it will be that man, Mr. Junaid Khan, starting from this rock end, as he usually does. I was talking to him earlier about how he's found it so far, and he said it's a little bit challenging with that wind sometimes. You don't really know which way it's coming, so it's just a bit difficult sometimes to control the ball, but he's really enjoying it here, and he said he can't wait to finish the series off in some style this morning. Or should I say this early afternoon. So as we were just waiting to get started here, Brian Zammit will take strike. Just a quick mention on the captain for Gibraltar, Avinash Pai, sustained that injury yesterday to his hamstring. We're not quite sure yet whether or not he will take any part in the later game against Malta. He's just resting himself up for this first one, giving a few other players a bit of an opportunity, and he's looking to kind of finish on, hoping, I think, to play in that final game of the evening. He's a big talisman player for this Gibraltar side, both with bat and ball. So it'll be interesting to see how, on the bowling front, Gibraltar cope without him. But they have had players who've stood up, the likes of Louis Bruce and Kabir Mipuri have been excellent. And a man that we really like here in the commentary box, Andrew Reyes, who has not had many overs or many opportunities to bowl, but he's managed to take 3 wickets at an economy rate of 5.5. So without the captain, Avinash Pai, it'll be interesting to see if he gets a bowl today. Okay, we're ready to go here in game number 8 of this International Tri-Series. It's Junaid Khan to Brian Zammit. Good first ball. Just Brian Zammit just watches it go by. Just wants to have a little look at Junaid Khan. Not much movement on that one for Junaid Khan. Just pushing it outside that 4-stump line. Been really impressed with Junaid Khan. He's a lovely character, but 7 wickets with an economy rate of 4.9 this tournament has really shown what he's about, and he's continued his international form. Such a reliable character with the ball. Oh, Zammit this time, having had a sighter, decides he's going to go. Just that little bit of in movement, as we know Junaid Khan likes to get. As it dips in at Zammit, doesn't quite get it. Hits it into the inside of that thigh. But he's looking to start with a bit of intent here, which maybe was just missing a little bit, I think, for Gibraltar yesterday in that innings against Portugal. Probably a little bit fatigued after that first win of the day against Malta. But they'll be looking to bat with a bit more intent, as that one leaps off the surface and flies through to Kuldeep Galoya behind the stumps at head height. That is what you've got to be careful of. As you can see, it just leap off a length, and yeah, that's horrible to face when you've not played many games in the tournament. Brian Zammit, yeah, just acknowledges that one's not what he wanted there. He's a calm and composed character, Brian Zammit, though, so we're looking to get a nice score on the board today, I think. That one will just clip into the pads, and he'll take a leg bite. Oh, dead ball. No shot played then, so you can't do that. And dead ball called by Sunil Chandramani. First time we see him here this tournament as umpire. Really good to see him as on the international stage once again. One of probably the most experienced umpires around Europe, especially here in Gibraltar. He's done a lot of big events. So nice to have that experience as Junaid Khan comes in to repeat the ball. Again, this time it's into the leg side. This will be a leg bye as Zammit goes to just try and hit it into that leg side. big smile on his face from Junaid Khan as he had a little go at the shy at the stumps. Yeah, that one just drifting. You can see with the wind, and also Junaid Khan's natural movement into the batsman. Just getting that early movement with the ball. I think Brian Zammit would have been quite safe there, which is probably why Junaid Khan had a little grin to himself, even though it hit the batsman. Good first over this, though, from Portugal. Once again, only one off it so far. Last ball of the over. Louis Bruce on strike, taking a leg stump guard. And again, it's a lovely ball from Junaid Khan as he just drifted into the pads of Bruce. Can't get anything on it. That is the end of the first over, and Gibraltar are 1 for no loss. Joining me back in the commentary box is Charlie Hunt. How are you, Charlie? Good morning. Well, I keep saying good morning. Good afternoon.
Did you wake up late or something? Happy Sunday, everyone. And it's International Day here on the network because we've got more internationals. And well, look at the stats gun. And you can see there's been a fair share of runs a lot across that top order for Gibraltar. Look at the likes of Latine, Stagno and Bruce. And Reyes, by the way, he's level for top bowlers for Gibraltar after only getting a handful of overs. But then batsman-wise for Portugal, again, pretty equally shared. But Galia running ahead, 185 to his name. But look at those bowlers. No surprise to see Faf Stoneman up there, but Sirius Nippo taking the top at 10 wickets for him.
Yeah, Nippo's currently the top wicket taker in the tournament, and it's unsurprising. He's had a really good tournament so far. A little bit of tap yesterday, but yeah, he's done well as we see that man Shazad coming for his. Oh, and the finger goes up. It's a first baller for Shazad. The captain man has done it again. It's a really good wicket from him.
Yeah, just full straight really, and Zammit didn't really look comfortable in his first few deliveries that he faced. Was trying to play across the line every single shot, and what really ends up being his demise as Najam Shazad, and gets over his first ball worries that he's had over the last couple of days, and straight on the money. And first wicket goes Gibraltar, 1 for 1.
Yeah, really good from Shazad. We saw a little bit of him over the last few days, just struggling with his line and length in those first few overs, especially his first over of this spell. But that's on the money right away there.
He's not allowing them any breathing space, but a 6-ball duck then for Zammit, and we had a bit of woeful time yesterday. He bowled that no ball that ended up hitting the helmet, that ended up losing them the game against Portugal yesterday. But a man who comes in for his first time this weekend, Julian Fiorone comes into bat at number 3. Still no Latine yet, and that's an interesting move.
Yeah, I mean, this first international game this tournament for Julian Fiorone, who's obviously quite experienced at international levels, played 10 T20 internationals for Gibraltar. Probably will be a little bit disappointed that he's not been included over the last 3 days. So it's a big time for him to try and make a name and actually put a score on the board.
Well, got a serious opportunity here, and he'll be thinking, if I can get a score here, I can stake my claim for the next game as well, up against Malta later on.
Shazad comes in again then, just drifts it down the leg side. That will be called a wide ball. By the other umpire at the other end, that is Teo Ataloya.
Yeah, nice for Sunil to finally join us here down at the Europa Sports Complex. Of course, done a lot of umpiring all over Europe, has Sunil. So good to see him that he's back down here.
Yeah, very experienced and knows his stuff. And yeah, very good to see him out at the pitch today, leading at the front. So Shazad comes in again. Driven into the offside, that will be no run.
Yeah, by the way, that first over, I was just looking over when I got back into the box, and Azhar and Dani and Suman Gimini, at the moment not there, but they were at gully and at point in that last over, and they were getting right up in Zammit's face at one point, and were letting them know that well, Dani's back in the squad after a couple of days out.
So Shazad continues here from the straights end again, just drifting it into that leg side a little bit. Frownie looks to play it off his hips. No run there.
Yeah, good bit of work by the substitute fielder. That's Mubin Tariq has just a bit of information update on Machado. He's just off the field again, just trying to he had a bit of a tricky evening last night. He struggled a bit with that injury. He said he's just having a few spasms with his neck, so he's just off getting that sort of loosened out, and well, he's in the playing squad, so he'll be here later.
That one will be the second wide of the over for Shazad, who has moved on to 7 wickets for this tour, and that's equal now of Junaid Khan. So the 2 opening bowlers for Portugal, 14 wickets between them.
Yeah, they've been really crucial, and it's been again, it's just another sign of a really positive weekend for Portugal. They were coming in favourites, and well, they certainly haven't disappointed themselves here.
Absolutely. So, Shazad looking to finish strong here as he comes into the latter stage of this over. Pushed into the offside by Freyoni. They'll nick the single.
Yeah, good running. Bruce was early on the call, and I think they knew that they can't get bogged down, and there was a good bit of running. The end calls him through, and nice confident single.
Yeah, good running, good calling. Julian Freyoni off the mark as we see Louis Bruce looking to do the same here. I think he'll look to get on the front foot early doors today against Shazad, having batted very well yesterday.
Anything full, he's going to look to pounce on and most likely try and pierce through the covers yet again. Here is Shazad, though. He's got Bruce in his sights.
Just outside off, drifting in. Very well bowled from Shazad, that.
Head on hand, or hands on head for Shazad. He thought that was going to be the delivery. Just nipped in a little bit too late, but yeah, Bruce, wild swing. He's confident through going up and over the top, but maybe needs to give himself a little bit of a chance to get his eye in after a little sleep and a nap, and then back here this afternoon.
Yeah, he was looking to get on that front foot early, isn't he, here? And I don't think he'll relent in that. I think he's going to try and go after the bowlers here early doors, like he has done in the last 2 days. He's just got to choose his shots, though, as we see Shazad look to finish his over here. Clipped into the leg side. It'll just be the one.
And it'll be one to end the over as well. 2 overs down, and all Portugal at the moment. Gibraltar 5 for 1 after 2.
Yeah, good solid start from Portugal there. Only 5 runs from their first 2 overs, and they've picked up that wicket of Brian Zammit as well. And just see as someone comes onto the field to... That is Machado. Yeah, great to see him back on.
Machado comes back on, so he's just had a bit of a massage, comes back on. But yeah, that's the story so far, isn't it? Two wins, 2 losses for Gib. And again, that's what they were coming into this tournament expecting. They were hoping to try and sneak a couple of victories here. Of course, the lowest ranked side, Malta, just hasn't really been their tournament. Struggled here and there, and a couple of names not performing all consistently throughout. But they showed signs of promise yesterday.
Yeah, they'll be looking to finish on a victory today, I think, and they'll come out all firing against Gibraltar later on. As Junaid Khan continues from the rock end, that will be a dot ball as Bruce just fends that off into the offside.
Bruce is key, isn't he? He's got to stick around here. He made a very well-made half-century a few innings ago, but then just hit one up in the air into the howling winds here at the Europa Sports Complex, and I think he knew it was a bit of a rash shot.
Yeah, exactly, and it was a rash shot, which at the time he was hitting very, very nicely along the floor, and didn't really need to go aerial at that point. So that's a really nice shot down the ground, well fielded on the ring there by Anthony Chambers. They'll only get the 1 run for it.
Chambers, of course, coming off the back of a good day out in the field yesterday. Took an absolute screamer down at long off. Yeah, a bit of a simpler one this time. Good to see Guy in the chat. Good to see Freyoni back in the team. Well, bit of support for the Gib lads there.
Yeah, thanks for joining us, Guy. What a catch that was from Chambers against Latino yesterday.
Was a little bit good.
Junaid Khan into Freyoni. Good forward defensive from Freyoni. He's looking comfortable. He's just looking to get his eye in here. Obviously, not having played the first 3 days, it'll be a bit different for him. This is his first time at the crease. A little bit nervous maybe, but he'll look to get his eye in early, won't he?
Yeah, it seems as he's in as a batsman, isn't he? Coming in at number 3, and of course losing Avinash Pai is a big miss. It's no 2 ways about it. And of course, no Jonathan West as well, out due to injury also. So that opens up that 3 spot for Freyoni, looking to try and make it his own here.
As Junaid Khan continues, just drops that one short of a length. Freyoni looking to get off the mark, but we know this Portugal side will fire balls in at the wicket. They back themselves in the field, don't they?
Suman Gimmery, no real shock to see him having a shy at the stumps. Bit of a bottom edge, just looking to get off strike really for any of these two, just getting bogged down a little bit. No rotation of strike. That's the difference, isn't it? Having no Avinash Pai at the top. That looks as if that's going to be the issue.
Junaid Khan just settling into his rhythm here as he, again, Freyoni looks to play. That's a backward point. Bit of a misfield from Gimmery this time, but it's not going to be punished.
Yeah, again, Freyoni 1 off 6 now and giving himself a bit of time. And if he can cash in after giving himself a few options, then that's what you want. But you can see young Bruce coming down, having a bit of a conversation with him. Just thinking, maybe Bruce is saying, last delivery, let's just see this one off and start again next time.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, Louis Bruce, even though he's only 17, you've got to remember that, you know, turning 18 in a couple of months' time. He's got a level head on his shoulders, and he's experienced at this level.
Mike Chapman, good afternoon to you. Says, come on the rock.
Janae Khan looking to finish his second over well. Freone, really nice little looking shot into the offside, but there won't be any run for it. That will bring this third over here to conclusion at 6 for 1.
Again, looking to really get through this here and just try and rotate the strike. That's just what they've been struggling with a little bit here. As I'm just doing a bit of fact checking, and looks right. Happy birthday, Julian Freone. There you go. May 7th. He's celebrating his birthday. Well, there you go. Happy birthday, Mr. Freone. And well, he'll be thinking, if I get a few runs my birthday, that'll be a nice little present.
Well, he kept that quiet, didn't he? Current international teammate of mine, and yeah, I'm hoping he put on a decent performance today, and why not? Nice little birthday present to take home. As Shazad will continue from the straights. Over the top from Bruce. That'll be one bounce and 4 runs. Lovely shot through the covers. We've seen him do it a few times this week so far, haven't we?
Yeah, that's where you don't bowl to young Bruce. He's so confident at throwing his hands at it, and he's going to get enough on it. He just has to get over the infield and he'll race away on this AstroTurf outfield. You just see too wide, and it's a slot ball as well, and he gets punished, and rightly so. But yeah, Freone, 28th birthday. Happy birthday, Julian.
Happy birthday, Jules. I'm sure I'll be able to have a drink with you after the games this evening. But yeah, hopefully some runs from him as well. That's a lovely shot from Bruce, though, through the covers. Just a bit too much space. And yeah, too full.
Shazad probably going to have a feeling this one might be a bit of a shorter delivery, or he's going to tuck him right up on his toes. What's he got up his sleeve?
Yeah, into the leg side. They'll take the single. Good running from Julian Freone. Called him through quickly. Just didn't quite get hold of it, but he'll get a run for it.
Yeah, good work there. Again, that's better. Gets the boundary, then pushes through for the single. Good bit of work.
Yeah, good from Shazad, though. Obviously push the first one just a little bit too wide. Try to bring that one in as he did in that first over. Just tie the batsman up a little bit. As he continues from the straights end here. Bit too full this time. It's a full toss. Won't be punished. It'll be a dot ball.
Yeah, another good delivery there from Shazad. He's just keeping Freone down at the moment on his birthday. One off 8 now for him.
Yeah, just taking a look at these two openers, they've bowled very, very well so far. As the captain will come in again. A big edge, and that's the tips of the gloves of Gulia, and that will fly to the boundary for 4 runs. Julian Freone's first boundary of this week. It's a bit streaky, but he'll take it.
Yeah, if you're going to slash hard, that's exactly what he does. It's a wider delivery again, but it gets a bit of nip in, and it's a poor shot, truth be told, but that one getting a little bit of luck.
Yeah, just a little bit of luck, just out of the reach of Gulia. Kind of just skims the top of his glove as it flies through. It's a quick pitch, so as a keeper, you've got to be right on your toes, and he'll be disappointed, I think. You just see him hitting these gloves there. So an early chance for Portugal. Driven into the offside, kind of glanced it down to kind of the third man region. Didn't really get the full face of the bat on that one.
Yeah, again, that rotation of the strike after a boundary, you don't mind that. It's nice to see, and again, it's been pretty promising from both sides. Gibraltar just pulling themselves back a little bit after getting bogged down those first 2 overs.
Yep, they've needed this over to be a really tight 3 overs there from Portugal at the start. So it needs to be play with a bit more intent, and we've seen that this over from both batsmen.
It's all about intent, isn't it? That's what's kind of been the difference. Portugal always showing that intent and taking on the risky shot and reaping the rewards.
Just had to finish his second here. A little bit of a kind of a prod into the offside there from Bruce. Doesn't get anything on it. That'll bring us to the end of the 4th over. 16 for the loss of only 1 wicket.
Yeah, just giving himself a bit of time here, Bruce, and I think it's good from Portugal. They haven't sort of fed his want with those fuller deliveries or going too straight onto his pads. They've just kept that length back, and yeah, it's proving to be a little bit harder than what it has been for Gibraltar recently. I mean, they've surprised a few, of course. They've batted really well, and like Stagno coming in the middle order, and Latine's also been really promising. Latine and Stagno probably biting at the opportunity to be able to come in at some point in this game. 16 for 1 after 4, and yeah, just that run rate being the issue early on.
Talking of Ian Latin and Karen Stagno, second and third top run scorers in this competition, only behind Kuldeep Galea, but they have played a game less. Remember, they've got 2 games to play today. Ian Latin on 140, and that man Karen Stagno, who on the first day really took it to this Portuguese side. 110 runs for him, but a strike rate of 189.65.
Yeah, some of those shots and the sound off the bat that he was creating was a thump anytime he hit it. As we're going to go to spin in the power play. Like this move from Portugal, just keeping that squeeze on, and well, he's probably just going to trying to tempt Frioni into a rash shot potentially here.
It's that man, MD Siraj Nippo, top wicket taker so far this week, 10 wickets with an economy rate of 5.80. That economy rate was a lot better before yesterday. He had a bit of tap, didn't he? Wasn't really his day with the ball.
No, he just struggled a little bit, but again, he's still such a talented player, and he'll be hoping to pick up a few more here.
So we see the start of Nippo, and that one has just leapt off the ground. The finger goes up. It did take off, and what did we just say? That is number 11 for MD Nippo as he starts his day well. First ball of the 5th over here, and Julian Frony has to go.
Yeah, not the start to his birthday he probably would have wanted, and yeah, that one just jumping off a length really for Nippo, getting a bit of bounce. He's a tall man, but yeah, that one really rising and finding that outside edge, and good bit of work from Galea. Rises with the bounce of the ball, and yeah, pretty comfortable catch in the end, and it's another wicket down, and Gibraltar struggling, 16 for 2.
Very good ball from Nippo, like you said, just leaping off a length. He does dart it, doesn't get much turn on this one, but great hands from behind the stumps from Galea as that one rises. Really good take by the keeper from behind the stumps, safe as houses.
As the stand-in skipper for today makes his way out to the middle, Ian Latin comes to the crease, and well, he's got a bit of rebuilding to do. It's been a pretty poor start for Gibraltar, haven't really got enough runs on the board in this power play. And yeah, currently going at just under 4s, going at 3.8. So it has been a matter of wickets falling, but also lacking the runs at the right end as well.
Yeah, plenty of time left though, as we see Ian Latin, who is the standing skipper for this game, come to the crease, and we know how destructive he can be. Had a really good innings against Malta the other day, scoring some really good runs. And then yesterday against Portugal, wasn't really getting too many boundaries, but had a nice little innings. And then Anthony Chambers takes that catch down on the long off boundary. What a catch that was!
Yeah, here is Nippo though, and up against Latin.
Down the pitch as Latin gets off the mark straight away.
Confident first shot for Latin. Nice little full toss. Doesn't really get much easier than that.
Absolutely, and it's interesting to see that they have got 2 men. They're 2 men back on the boundary on the straight. Long on, long off for Ian Latin, and also for Louis Bruce.
Yeah, I think they know that he's going to look to go downtown, and it's either that or he's possibly going to look to try and play into this leg side. But again, this is the thing with Bruce, he can go 306 degrees around the ground.
So Nippo continuing here, onto the legs. That won't be any run. Galea in the outfield again, just collects, and MD Nippo starting well once again for this tournament. Only 1 run from this over so far, and he's picked up that important wicket of Julian Frony. Nippo continues. Very good ball, just fended into down the full defensive down the pitch from Bruce. Smiles, he's probably getting a little bit of chirp out there, I suspect.
Yeah, I think Portugal are up for trying to make it 6 from 6 and going away from this weekend unbeaten. Would like to see Bruce just manipulate the field here. Maybe just come down and take the attack to Nippo. Don't let him get comfortable on that annoying length that he likes to bowl. Open things up. Look towards that offside. You only got to get through the infield.
Cover drive. Oh, and that could have been a chance. As it breaks through the field, it's not going to go all the way here. It'll just be the 2 runs for Bruce. I think that was a catching opportunity in the covers there for Mikkel Machado.
Yeah, Machado missing out there, and again, probably just wasn't expecting it really. A bit of a nothing shot from Louis Bruce. It was uppish, and yeah, pretty simple catch goes down.
He's a very good fielder, Machado, and he'll be disappointed he's not taken that.
Again, early signs of nerves potentially for Bruce. Just doesn't look very still at the moment, and this time just fends this back, and that'll just be a dot ball.
Forward defensive from Bruce, solid. End of the over. Only the 3 runs from that in the end. The wicket at the first ball to Frony, and that will bring us to the end of the 5th.
Yeah, another tidy over from Nippo. No real surprise there. It's what we've come to expect from the left hand. Well, this is what's coming up today. Then last two matches, matches 8 and 9. Gibraltar versus Portugal. That's going on at the moment. And then Malta versus Gibraltar. That'll be at 7:15 GMT, 7:30 Central European time, and 10:45 out in India. And then there'll be, well, weather permitting, there'll be a little presentation at the end. Maybe, potentially.
You got your nice suit for that?
No.
You know?
Don't have a suit. Listen, this is a good effort for me. All right, I've gone polos every day. I obviously had my Peacock Friday, of course.
I could lend you my shirt from yesterday if you want.
I don't know if it'll fit. That's my genuine. That's the one. That's all I'm going to say. I don't think that'll quite fit.
Had a bit of colour to proceedings anyway. I'm not sure you were too impressed with it.
No, I really wasn't. Even the dogs were laughing at you.
As we see Junaid Khan swap ends, he's coming in for his third over here. Latine wide, and that'll just be over the head of Machado here. He's on, the chase is on. They're only going to get 2 from this, as Machado will get this into the keeper. Good start and good intent from Latine.
Good arm though from Machado, and for someone who's he is struggling a little bit. I spoke to him just before the game today, and he just said he was has been struggling a little bit as he again just struggled for a bit of sleep last night. Wasn't able to get comfortable after that looked horrific injury, but it wasn't too bad as originally first seemed.
That is a beauty. Lovely from Junaid Khan, and he knows it as well. He just smiles, and that's the kind of delivery we saw him get Avinash Pai out on the first day, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was that's a really good lead. Look at that, just get up, and it's what we've expected from this side now, from this end as well. Is this, of course, this the end that wasn't used in the in that night series earlier on. 70 games from one end, just meant the other end's getting a little bit beaten down and squashing and getting squashed, getting softer. This one still as bouncy as ever.
So Khan continues. This one is the inside edge of Latine. Big, thick inside edge as it goes out into leg side. There won't be any run there.
Azarandani back in the squad. He'll be hoping that he gets an opportunity, and just hasn't been his week. It has not been his week. He's struggled with in the field, also with bat and hand, and just struggled. Hazandani. Good afternoon to Conrad as well, and to Stephen as well, who joins us in the chat. Very good afternoon to everyone who is tuning in on Fancode or on our YouTube channel.
So can't continue. Cut away by Latine, just over that infield. The chase is on. Machado steaming away to the boundary. He'll flick it back into Gamira's hands, and that will be a brilliant piece of fielding to deny Jib from getting any more than 2 runs.
Yeah, good bit of work once more, and Machado, he's still going, isn't he? Like a freight train. He won't stop. He loves the game of cricket, and even though he's carrying a bit of an injury and probably a little bit is fatigue, but look at that. Brilliant bit of work and good teamwork from the two in Machado and Gimidi.
That's one thing I'd say about Portugal. Watching them in the field, they are really intense, but they all work in pairs, and that's what you want to see as Khan continues. That hasn't gone anywhere. I was looking to see where that had gone, as Latine had kind of looked to play a powerful shot down the ground, and it just doesn't go anywhere, does it? I don't know if he hits this into his own foot.
See here, and it's it just goes straight down, doesn't it?
Yep.
Just straight down, misses out does Latine. But again, it's good intent. That's really what's key for Gibraltar. Struggling here as we look towards the last delivery here of the power play.
Khan coming in again to finish his third over. Again, Latine looks to drive, just letting that bottom hand take over there, seeing it come through, and it goes into the leg side for no run. Junaid Khan now 3 overs for only 5 runs. Jib finished the power play on 23 for 2.
Yeah, interesting power play. You'd argue Portugal right on top, and you'd have to agree, but with the likes of Louis Bruce and Latine out in the middle, anything's possible for Gibraltar. And of course, you've still got Stagno back in the hut as well, so that's another opportunity for Stagno potentially if required. Never know, these two could see it out through till the end of the 20 overs, as it looks as if Nippo's going to continue here.
Yeah, Portugal, Jib have struggled to score against Portugal. The only person who's really been able to kind of take off against them was that innings on the first day from Kieran Stagno, who when he came in, Jib were looking to they were looking on track to get quite a low score again, but his hitting in that first game took them up to into the 170s, which never looked on in the first place.
Yeah, they would. They'd love a repeat of that, wouldn't they? As they're currently looking at a projected score of 77 if they continue at this rate. Good afternoon to Nick, though. Nick and Chris just having a bit of conversation about county cricket going on at the moment, saying that Hampshire are currently 35 for 9, which is a little bit more exciting than what's going on at Essex, apparently, according to Nick. Take your words for it, you two.
35 for 9. Welcome to the start of the year in county cricket in England. As we see Nipper continue in his second over. That's a good little back foot punch from Bruce. He'll only get the 1 run for it. Good fielding from Chambers out in their outfield.
Yeah, it's been a good plan that's been set here from Portugal. I think they know that they can't go full to Bruce. They know anything that's full, wide, or even on his legs, it's going to get punished. So, good idea to just keep that length back and just ask the question, saying, well, what else have you got?
Just seeing there, Nipper moving his field around. He knows exactly what he wants as a bowler. He'll bowl to a plan as he comes in against Lateen for the first time. Into the legs. Very good from Nipper as he gets it off his own bowling. Don't know what he's saying to Bruce there. A little bit of chat.
I think he's just saying, well, what are you doing there? Why can't you go and stand on at the end of the white line? And Bruce is saying, I'm allowed to be here. Nothing wrong with me being here at the moment.
Nipper continuing. A lot fuller this time. Into the toes of Lateen. He'll just fend it down the pitch to him. Again, Nippo will be happy with his start.
Thing is with Bruce as well, he'll talk back to you if you give him a bit of lip when he's batting. Even though he's a very, very screwed on gentleman at just the age of 17, he will give you a bit of stick back if you give it to him.
Lateen cuts it into the offside. No run there. 3 dots to start this 7th over. Yeah, he loves the chirp. He actually enjoys the chirp, but he's annoying because he's such a good player. But at the same time, if you chirp him, he'll just smile at you and give you this annoying grin, which just winds you up more. Anyway, here comes Nippo again. Good start to his over. And, yep, the team will just push that one down to Anthony Chambers there at long off, just for the 1 run.
Yep, just a single again. And once more, this has been a very tidy over from Portugal and from Siraj Nippo, to be precise. It's just looking to be a tall order from here on in for Gibraltar.
Pulled into the leg side. Is this an opportunity? Just bounces in front of Machado. Just the 1 run. Lou Bruce didn't get hold of that. And on this leg side boundary, it's a big hit, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And he was lucky that he didn't quite middle it, because otherwise that would have been straight down the throat of Machado, who just pulls out at the last minute. I think he was thinking of his teeth more than anything. And, yep, good end to the over. A good over again from Nippo. And at the end of the 7th, Gibraltar struggling 26 for 2.
Similar to story to yesterday, where Jib really struggled to kind of find the runs against this Portuguese side, only ending up on 90 for 8, I think it was in the end, with that retirement of Avinash Pai at the start. So, yeah, I mean, similar story. They're going to need to really start to go through the gears here and start to get a move on.
Yeah, no, they really are. And this is good. It gets even harder, though, when you've now got Faf Stoneman coming in to bowl the 8th from that straight send, as it's just not easing up at the moment.
It's ridiculous to think in terms of options of bowling what Portugal have. And if you look, for example, Faf Stoneman now, 2nd change bowler. He's the 3rd highest wicket taker this week. 8 wickets and an economy rate of 5.42. He's been probably one of my favourite players this week, probably up there for the MVP award. But we have got a lot of players who've had a good performances, especially for Portugal.
Yeah, there's been a few, isn't there? And that's just been the exhibit, really, for the fact that Portugal just been a level above their opponents this weekend.
So, Faf Stoneman to continue his tournament from the straight end, as that one's flicked out to the leg side. And it's going to go all the way, beats the fielders, pierces through. They'll be unhappy. They both look at each other to say, oh, come on. They're not happy, but Bruce will be happy, as that's a welcome boundary.
Yep, don't bowl there. It's too full, too straight. And Louis Bruce just says, thank you very much. Clips off his legs, and Faf Stoneman, he knows he's played against Bruce a few times now, and I think he's probably thinking to himself, well, why have I done that for? That's exactly where he likes it.
Yeah, don't drift it onto his pads. Very strong, very wristy player. Likes to clip the ball around the corner. As we see Stoneman continue. Bit full this time. Good hand down from Gamiri, but it's not going to stop it. This is going to race away again. It's 2 back-to-back 4s to start this 8th over.
Louis Bruce getting on top of Stoneman here in this one. A little bit less controlled than the previous, but still, if you're going to flash hard, and it just opens that face a little bit, and it races away towards the boundary. 4 more, good shot.
Very good shot, just to the left of Gamir, and it went hard, flashed past him and low. Gamiri unfortunate not to get more on it, maybe to stop it from going for that 4, but it's a good start to this over here for Jib. 8 from it. Stoneman in again. That one just drifted down leg.
Yeah, Stoneman just struggling a little bit here. He's been hit for 2 4s, now just strays down the leg a little bit, just probably trying a little bit too hard. It just needs to, again, focus on letting the ball do the work. It will move off the seam on this pitch, and again, with the wind as well, he'll get that natural swing and just needs to let the ball do the work here. He's such a talented, he's got that pace as well. So talented, he just needs to let the ball help him out here.
That's the one. Look at that. Good length, good line. It just nipped away off the seam, didn't it, from Bruce, who just hung his bat there.
Good carry as well, carrying all the way through to the midriff of Kuldeep Gully, the keeper, keeping with his helmet on. And you're a fan of that.
I'm a big fan of this. big fan of this. Look, I mean, you know, as a keeper, and it's funny at this level, you say you get balls wanged in at you at all levels, and if you get a hit on the head, it's a nasty injury. So I'm a big advocate for helmets, as we see Stoneman continue. It just seems to have found his line and length here, doesn't he?
That one a little bit fuller and still offered the width, but Bruce, I think that just shows he's just not seeing it as well as he was the previous last couple of days, as that one is just goes away and gets away from him. But again, it's another dot ball and a good comeback at the back end of this over. First over for Stoneman.
Yep. You see him take his start of his run-up as he comes into Bruce. It's a good battle between the youngsters. As that was just softly glanced into kind of the offside. Gamiri will come round and pick it up. Just the 1 run.
Yeah, good batting that time from Bruce. Just checks his shot, and yeah, it's a pretty comfortable single. Latine 6 off 11. Hasn't really gone big yet. I think it's only a matter of time. He might like this extra bit of pace off Faf Stoneman.
Yeah, I think Latine will look to get going here and look to attack the pace of Stoneman, as we see him come in again. Forward defensive, no run there. Just going back to that helmet of Gully, I'm just wondering, because I wonder if he's from this end, because of those few which have taken off and come around head high to him. I wonder if he's just kind of gone, oh, actually, I'm going to just stick a lid on just in case. We come to the end of the 8th over. Jib on 36 for 2.
It's either that or he just isn't really bothered about taking it off. He's probably quite content, maybe. Sometimes I think we have a tendency to just read into it a little bit too much as you try and call the game. But yeah, he's probably just thinking, oh, I can't be bothered taking it off and bending it down and putting it back on, and just easier to keep it on.
You know what? That is one of the reasons that I do just constantly wear my helmet. It's kind of one of those where I don't fancy, 1, having to keep putting it on and off, but 2, just the risk of having a 5-run penalty if you do leave it up. And we did see that yesterday, didn't we? Unfortunately for Gibraltar.
That was a bit of a comical moment. Stagno trying to keep it quiet, but I think the news finally travelled around the Jib camp.
So Nippo to continue here against Bruce. Oh, and that's just fallen short of him. Nippo, he knows it as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, again, Bruce, he's just not looking as comfortable as he has been. The last day of the tournament, probably just a little bit relaxed, and yeah, again, superb bowling this.
Just doesn't carry to Nippo. He'll continue. Oh, and that's flown off the outside edge, and that will race away for 4. Streaky, as we've said before, but any run counts at this level.
He's still getting those runs away, though. This is the thing. Even though he isn't looking as confident and as fluid as we've seen him, as free-flowing, but he's still managing to get runs when they're needed, and that's all he's got to do. Just keep plugging away, and things will get easier. It's a long way to go.
Yep, Jib on 40 for 2 now, and look there, you can see that just these two are starting to want to push on a little bit, especially Bruce, as Nippo comes in towards the legs. That'll be swept around the corner, and Bruce looks like he's going to get back-to-back boundaries.
That one a little bit more confident than the previous, though. Good shot once more, and Nippo just straying off his line once again, and yeah, just too straight, and it's a pretty easy shot. But again, that one gripped a little bit. He was lucky to get a bit of a bottom edge. Didn't quite get all of it, though.
Yeah, good shot from Bruce. Confident shot, especially to Nippo. Tends to dart it. You can kind of sometimes go into your shell a little bit. Bruce here going, right, I'm going to get on that front foot now. And he's taking the game to Nippo.
There's a bit of a conversation between him and the skipper.
It's been a good tournament for Bruce with the bat, though. Before this game, he was averaging 26.75. He's had some really good starts, and made his 9th international half-century yesterday at T20 level. And that's one's uppish. He'll fall short of covers. He'll just take the 1 run.
Yeah, pretty risk-free shot. There's no one really. There's someone, you got Najamsh's out at extra cover, but no one in the traditional covers, and It's a pretty easy shot in the end.
Which will bring that man Ian Latine on to strike here. We're just getting attacked here by the two batsmen this over. As we comes in, forward defensive from Latine. Just doesn't look his usual self at the minute. He's not attacking things like we normally see. Looking a bit defensive, playing within himself. Are we going to see him just launch off at some point?
It's what come used to it really. He always gives himself a bit of time. It's what he did at the start of the year, but he's normally able to really push on as he flicks this in, and it will just be a dot ball to finish. So 45 for 2 after 9 overs. But yeah, that's what we saw him do quite a lot at the start of the year. Was just take his time and give himself an opportunity to you know, just see the ball and have a feel for things, and then he can really kick on. Of course, had that big score of 80 odd, but since then he's struggled a little bit. But he got a good one yesterday, didn't he? That catch, there's nothing you can do.
No, it's hit, the thing is, it was hit so powerfully as well. I mean, Anthony Chambers has done not just well to get up and get something on it, but to be able to hold on to it as well, because that was hit at some speed.
Yeah, classic. That was just a brief overview of what's happened so far for the Gibraltarians here. And yeah, Zamet moved up to the top of the order, given an opportunity, failed, and then as did Frione, failed once more, and just hasn't quite been the birthday for Julian Frione that he's probably wanting.
No, he'll be disappointed. Obviously, he's finally got his chance on the 4th day. It's a bit unlucky as we see Stoneman. That's driven into the offside by Bruce. Backward point there. Oh wow, Gamiri with a stop in the outfield.
Who?
I know. I mean, completely lost my words there, didn't I? Yeah, Bruce just kind of letting that one run off the face of the bat a little bit down to that backward point region. He's got to be a bit. Didn't really use the full face of the bat where he was looking to hit that through the covers.
Yeah, hasn't been offered much really. It's been really tidy bowling.
Stoneman continues. That one is with the full face of the bat, but it will only be to that captain in that cover region, Najam Shazad, who is there, exactly there for that shot.
Yeah, they know what to expect from Louis Bruce, and of course they were 3-0 in a T20I series was it back in April, I believe it was, if I am not mistaken. And yeah, again, looking to do the same here. Of course, went 3-0 against Malta, did Portugal, looking to do the same here against Gibraltar.
Well ball from Stoneman, just back of the length. Lou Bruce goes back to it. They're going to get a single. It could be overthrows here, but then no. Look, they're alert to it again in the outfield, aren't they, Portugal? And that'll just be the 1 run.
Yeah, just a little bit of hesitation there from Bruce. Wasn't sure if Ian Latine wanted the run, but he calls him through. A bit of a wayward throw as well from Gemry, so it's pretty simple in the end.
Yeah, Lou Bruce will be wary of not getting himself run out today, having been run out in this game yesterday when he was looking really strong. And also run out in the first game as well by Francois Stoneman off his own bowling. So 2 run outs against Portugal in 2 games. He'll be looking not to do that today. As we see, that one just glanced away down there for 1 run.
Good running. Bruce called him through early, and yeah, that's what they're going to need a little bit more of. They're not really getting many deliveries that they can hit for boundaries, and as long as they don't get stuck down, that's where they want to keep things for Gibraltar.
Bruce is into the 30s.
Yeah, 30 off for 26, a little bit slower than what we're used to from Bruce, but it's kind of been when he's not really had anyone sticking around with him. That's what he's got to do. Got to adapt.
Stoneman in again. This one's slightly uppish, and again it's over that backward point region. This one will race away for 4 though.
Yeah, and again gets a little bit lucky, a little bit uppish, but this times it a little bit does Louis Bruce, and it's where he likes to play, but yeah, off the toe end of the bat and it skews away, and well, again, swing hard and get rewards.
Sometimes you need a little bit of luck.
Yeah, a few boundaries though in the last 2 overs, then that's the 3rd in the last 2, and just trying to move on with things, and I think that's the good option from Louis Bruce. He knows that he's been there since the start. He's the one that has to kick on now as they head towards the halfway stage through the innings.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got his eye in now, and he's going to start to attack the ball. The Stoneman comes in. That's a nothing shot from Bruce. Just kind of hangs his bat out there. As we come to the end of the 10th, we're halfway through. Gib 51 for 2.
Yep, and well, this is what's coming up tomorrow. We move on to Austria, Vienna, and that starts at 7:30 GMT, 9:30 and Central European time, and 1 o'clock out in India. And that's Cricketer CC taking on Snazzy in match number 1, and that's going to be an exciting 2 more weeks of cricket out in Austria.
Looking forward to that. Some really good teams there. Cricketer CC, Snazzy, Austrian Daredevils and Vienna CC. Really highly competitive cricket I'm expecting from that one. Not a bad place to play some cricket as well, Austria.
Yeah, the NECC, they did a pre-season tour last year, I think, as if I'm not wrong. They went to La Manga. They did a pre-season tour there, and they thoroughly enjoyed themselves. And that's where I played. Well, that's where I played my cricket the last couple of years, if I can play.
Nippo will continue. He'll finish his 4 overs here. This could be gone. Lattine's not even going to look. He knows his foot's drifted out of the crease there. He's taking the long walk home. Latine never really got going today. 7 only from the 16 balls as Jib fall 3 wickets down.
Yeah, big wicket in Latine, and Nippo just edging him forward. He was, look there, he's no way.
It's an edge, isn't it? It looks like this might be an edge.
Take a look here, and well, if it was, just making sure with the stumping, as see, it takes that step out, and then the next bit here is the thing, takes it nicely, and he's no way home. And I think the signal was given as out on the field in terms from square leg, and stumped by Kuldeep Gulia, and Latine goes 51 for 3.
Nippo gets another. His good tournament continues. That's his 12th wicket as he looks to get the top bowler award.
Yeah, another wicket down then, and that's the camp at the moment for Gibraltar, just looking a little bit looking a little bit down at the moment. Latine just struggled to get things going there, didn't he? Didn't look comfortable at any moment in time, and yeah, it's been a struggle at the moment with only Louis Bruce getting into the double figures for Gibraltar.
Brings this man to the crease though, Kieran Stagno. You know what he can do, did it on the first day, he'll need to replicate that today as well. Big shot from the outfield there, come on Nippo. They're getting behind the bowler here as he continues his fantastic tournament.
Characteristic from Stagno, just sees off the first delivery.
Yeah, that was a really solid, that was almost a textbook forward defensive from him there.
I've been doing a bit of homework yesterday, just reading through the textbook of traditional cricket shots, but if he gets in, don't think it won't be long until we see some destructive shots as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think he'll be taking too much of a sighter as that one, just looking to maybe work into leg, but yeah, good bowling again from Nippo. 2 wickets in this game so far, both have come off the first ball of an over.
Again, that's a good bit of bowling from Nippo, really asking the right questions, and at the moment Gibraltar not really having too much of an answer.
This one's hit out into the offside. It's going to go over the top of Chambers down there at long off, and that will be Stagno's first boundary, 3 balls in.
Yeah, nice shot, given width and given length, and it doesn't really take much to offer Stagno to go over the top, and flat batted, and it's only taken us 10 overs, but we've got the first 6 of the day.
Powerful batting from Stagno. Doesn't really catch it probably like he wants to, but it's such a powerful, destructive batter that, yeah, look, he knows it's probably going over the top of Chambers. Just fends this one into the offside. He'll take the single.
Good cricket. Gets the boundary, gets the maximum, and then just rotates the strike. That's what Gibraltar needs to do now. And Stagno, he's got to switch on here. That's that boundary that he's got. He's got one under his belt. Settle down now. Play the long game. Long way to go.
Nippo continues. Last ball of his spell here. Bruce will plays into leg side. There could be a run-out opportunity to the non-strikers. It's not going to materialise. That will be the end of Nippo's spell. 2 for 22 for him, and Jib are on 58 for 3 after 11.
Yeah, interesting one that from Bruce. I thought he was going to let that go for a leg side wide, but ends up just trying to turn it around, and Ranasawa just leisurely just throws it in. And as you see here, story so far, as you mentioned, Nippo bowled out for his 4 overs, goes for 2 for 22. Stoneman, no wicket, also getting a couple of deliveries off his bowling from Louis Bruce. He's gone for 16, but again, Junaid Khan picking up a maiden there as well. None for 5 off his 3 overs. That's pretty economical, if you ask me.
A maiden at T20 level. There's nothing better than that. Or maybe a maiden at T10 level, but in this format of the game, to get a maiden is so difficult for a bowler to do. So that's pretty incredible. 3 overs for 5 runs, was it?
Yep, it's pretty sensational. Of course, Rico and Vinny will be covering the cricket out in Austria. Rico will be there tomorrow, as Vinny will be travelling from Milan to Austria tomorrow. So, yeah, Rico day 1, and then Rico and Vinny from day 2 onwards. Here's Stoneman.
Yeah, just through Stagno there. Stuck a little bit low. I was expecting it to kind of bounce a bit more, I think, Stagno. But Yeah, good start to his third over here, Stoneman. Yeah, it'd be good to hear Rico back on our screens as well.
Yeah, no, he's been off for the last 2 weeks, had a bit of a well-deserved break, and I know he's ready and raring to go. He loves going to Austria, and it's a lovely place to be. And yeah, well, then Rico then goes to Bulgaria after that. I'm joining him out there.
Paired into offside this time by Stagno. It'll just be the one they are looking as Shazad just kind of ambles round to that one, but they won't run for the second, and that'll just be one from it.
Yeah, so plenty of cricket coming up on the European Cricket Network. Of course, the confirmed schedule at the moment is to go to Austria and then to Bulgaria after that, and still plenty more in the works coming up later on throughout the year. So do stay tuned and follow us throughout our adventures this year.
Stoneman into Bruce. This one has been connected, and this has gone miles. This is over the cafe and towards the bus stop near the ocean, as we can see the Portuguese players looking to see where that's gone.
Louis Bruce out of nowhere has played a bit of a reserved innings, but I think that might be the kick on that he needs now. Stoneman just too straight, too short, and Louis Bruce just helps it on his way. 6 runs, and well, could be the start of something new here for Gibraltar.
That is a lovely cricket shot from the youngster, timed to perfection, and that has flown away over that leg side boundary as we see Stoneman looking for a response. Good response as well.
Yeah, just pushes that one wide up. Doesn't overcompensate though, so dot ball. Bruce moving into the 40s. Again, hasn't looked confident if all truth be told, but he will still be knowing that if the longer he's there, the easier it gets, and all of a sudden he'll be finding that timing the shots will become a lot easier, and that's all he's got to do.
That was a very confident shot, wasn't it? I mean, that was just beautiful. Anyway, Stoneman to continue. Cut away, back foot punch into that offside. We know he likes to do that sometimes, and Shazad collects the ball just for the 1 run.
Yeah, another good bit of cricket. Rotates to strike. That's what we want to see. That's really where they need to be now to Gibraltar, getting those boundaries, but also picking up those singles. They're still crucial, and if you can get a couple that turn into 2s, you'll be pretty happy.
Stoneman flying into the end of his third over, into the pads of Stagno, defended, and we finished the 12th on 66 for 3. Gibraltar just looking to push on.
Yeah, they need to as well. They know they've got to put a serious total on the board, as Portugal haven't really shown signs of struggling with bat in hand. And Stoneman just having a word with his skipper at the end. He's gone for 9 for 24 off his 3. Looks as if we're going to get a bit of spin come into the attack from Suman Gimidi. He's going to come and bowl from this rock end. He struggled in the earliest signs of this tournament, but given another opportunity here.
Yeah, I've liked the look of Gamiri. Struggled with his bowling spell when he did get the opportunity earlier in the tournament, but he's been an absolute live wire in the outfield, and he's such a charismatic little character. It'll be interesting to see if he can get any luck here from the rock end of Gibraltar, as Bruce on 41 will be looking to take control of this innings alongside the powerful hitting Kevin Stagno.
Yeah, he got a bit of tap, didn't he, against Gibraltar, going for 1 for 25, and yeah, he's going to be trying to just track things down here. Of course, going spin from both ends. No Assam Mahmood in this game, as Andani replaced him. So, Suman Gimini got an opportunity here.
Doesn't get the first one quite right. A little bit full, but it's a low full toss. They'll look for 2. They're going to go on Mercado's arm. Mercado doesn't get it quite right, and that's flown into outfield. There's going to be buzzers.
Oh, no.
This is going to go. No, it's not going to go all the way, but they are going to get 3 runs for it. They won't be happy with that, Portugal. That's not normal. We haven't seen much of that this tournament from them. They've been usually so good in the field, but that is a mistake.
Yep, Zaid was just a little bit dumbfounded there and didn't really know what happened as that flew through, and then got away from 1 player, got away from 2, and pretty simple double in the end.
Louis Bruce just looking on that run there. He's had to run so far past the wicket. Anyway, Gamiri down leg side this time. That'll be a wide ball.
Yep, just trying to dart the quicker one in, and Stagno just says, that's fine, we'll take the extras. I don't mind the extra ball. Could take a liking to Gamiri, could Stagno. It wouldn't surprise me here.
Interesting matchup. Stagno will be looking to hit over the top as we suspect as it comes in. He's looking to hit it strong. It's out into that leg side. Mikado this time just will get it back to the bowler. Just the one run for Stagno.
Yeah, just lost his shape a little bit early on in the innings, and that's no real surprise. And he was just signaling now. I was trying to play it a little bit further straight than that, but it's a single nonetheless.
Gamiri in again. Drops that one a little bit shorter. Out into leg side, and Mikado's a busy man at the start of this over here, isn't he?
Machado's probably thinking, what have I got to do to get away from it? He's a bit of a magnet at the moment. He can't quite escape the cricket ball from following him.
Very good field though, isn't he? Anyway, here comes Gamiri once again. It's powerfully hit straight down the ground. Anthony Chambers out there will just collect that one, and Stagno again will just take the single.
Yeah, better though. No, not as many dot balls as they had sort of between 6 and 10 overs. That was really the killer. That's what dried up the runs, but keeping that run rate ticking over.
Gamiri, bit of a quicker dart this time. Oh, and they're going to go for single. Bruce, oh, he's missed an opportunity. Louis Bruce was nearly going to be run out for the 3rd time in 3 games against Portugal. And that is a let-off. A little bit of a miscommunication between the 2 batsmen.
Suicidal. Stagno set off straight away. Bruce wasn't sure. Bruce wasn't even looking. And while Gimity just got a little bit too excited and missed out there. But another life for Louis Bruce.
Last ball of the over then. Oh, it's on. Oh, dear, oh, dear. He drags it down leg side. It's a horrible ball from Gamiri. And Stagno decides to go with probably a premeditated shot and manages to kind of reverse sweep onto his own stumps. How about that, Charlie?
That's poor. He was, if anything, that was a delivery that he probably would have tried to whack for 6 onto that leg side. But yeah, premeditated and gets a bottom edge. And, well, Gamiri, out of nowhere, picks up a wicket. And Stagno goes, and it's a big wicket at the end of the 13th. Gibraltar 74 for 4.
Not pretty, that one. Anyway, let's have a little look at the run rates of here of Gibraltar. And as we can see, they are, as it started off quite slowly, they have been working up that run rate gradually, but we are still going at below 6 and over, which is going to be a bit concerning come the end of this innings.
Yeah, they know par score is about 150, 160 here at the Europa Sports Complex. That wind isn't as strong as it was yesterday, but it's still there. And but yeah, no, this is looking like it certainly is an uphill battle now as Kenroy Nestor comes out at number 6, and yeah, questions asked about that shot from Stagno.
Wasn't a pretty shot, was it? I mean, I think looking at it, it does look like he's tried to premeditate one, and he's got it completely wrong. It was a horrible ball from Gamiri, to tell the truth. But sometimes bad balls get good wickets, and Gamiri has got the really important wicket of Kieran Stagno.
Yeah, now there's a lot of pressure on young Louis Bruce. 46 off of 35 for him, and this is really where he's got to show his capabilities. He's done it already, but he's got 7 overs, and he's got to go big.
Absolutely, and as we see, I think Rana Sarwar coming into the attack here from the straights end. Kenroy Nestor not really got going with the bat yet in this tournament, but he's a player at domestic level who is so strong. It's a very long ball. Anyway, Sarwar to start here. Slower ball out to the offside. Shazad will go at the stumps. Just go out to the outfield. They're not going to run on the overthrow. So it'll just be the one to Bruce as he edges closer to that half century.
Yeah, again, he probably won't be thinking about that. He's probably just thinking what he's got to do. Nestor's probably going to go. He's probably going to take this on, and I can have a feeling that he might try and go downtown and just flat bat it back over Sarwar's head. Depends where Sarwar sticks it there. If he can keep it in the right area, he'll be okay.
Sarwar to continue. A little bit of inward movement. It's clipped into the leg side. It should just be the one. Good fielding in the outfield there by, I think, Azhar Andani.
Yeah, good work from Andani. He's got a point to prove, isn't he? He's come into this side after sitting out the last few matches, and he's would have been a little bit frustrated to sit out as well, and rightly so, because that's what you want from your players. You want them to be playing every single game, but yeah, this is where he's got to prove himself worthy of that spot. Every spot's crucial.
Bruce back on strike here then. Sarwar in from the straights end. Takes a step down the pitch. Goes to drive. It'll just be the single. Bit of a misfield from Gamiri. They're going to push 2. Good running from Gibraltar. Good running from Bruce and Kenroy.
Hands in. head in hands really from Gibbon. His fielding's just not there at the moment. He's just getting it all wrong. He's almost looking as if he's got 2 left feet. Everything's bumpling up and on a field that doesn't show any signs of any Tortugas. He's really just isn't clicking for him at the moment. Moves on to 49. Does Louis Bruce needs just a single.
Wide ball. Sarwar just trying to hide that one outside of offside. It's dangerous giving.
Called a no ball.
Oh, interesting. Kuldeep asking the question.
And it's been changed. Wide ball. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. It's been a long week. It's been a long weekend. But anyway, it's a wide ball for Sarwar, and yeah, just trying to overcorrect that after getting it wrong early on.
Started to question my eyes again there. I thought, crikey, hang on. It's been a long weekend. Anyway, no, wide ball called as Sarwar will continue. It's dangerous giving Louis Bruce space outside that off stump, though, as we know. So Sarwar continues. Oh, very well bowled. Good length.
Yep. Louis Bruce just looking a little bit dumbfounded yet again. Just sort of playing down the wrong line more than anything. And yeah, it just slashes at it. No real foot movement or any proper cricketing movement there, and yeah, just slashes at it really, but gets lucky not to find the edge. Still just one away though for that half century.
Did well to get the ball to hold its line there, Sarwar, as he comes in again, just pushing this one too wide. The umpire does call a wide ball this time.
Yeah, that's definitely a wide. No question about that one. Yeah, Sarwar, he's really struggling, and he looks as if he's struggling for pace as well. Again, fatigue might be coming into it. It's been a long weekend for all involved, and of course, Portugal haven't really had that ability to rotate. They've just struggled with injuries, and it's just been that sort of week for Portugal in terms of injuries.
Very good ball. Good comeback there from Sarwar. After a couple of wides, that's a nice line, nice length. Just gets this one to just kind of move away from Bruce a little bit, who again just doesn't play down the right line as he looks to drive into the offside.
Bruce getting frustrated. I think he's thinking, what have I got to do to just get this one run? He's been left stranded out of nowhere and just can't get this last one away. But again, just got to remain patient. Take this time. He'll get a single hit, and he'll be away.
Comes down the track, misses it. Yeah, you can just see that frustration growing, can't you? As we come to the end of the 14th over. Gib are 80 for 4.
Yeah, just a bit of frustration coming into it there for young Bruce, and just needs to take his time. Nestor can hit some long balls. He's got the ability to do so. He's got to back his partner, as it looks as if it is going to be Gimri who's going to continue. And well, when he ends up picking a wicket of Stagno, he's probably going to turn around and say, well, you can't really take me off after that. Went for 8 runs and picked up that wicket as well. But this could be where Nestor tries to take him on, but it could also end up being his downfall. You just don't know. That's the issue with Nestor. It's either going to be 6 or out, really. And well, if you're a Gibraltar fan, you'd probably be thinking, well, I hope it's a 6 because we need a few.
Yep. Kenroy Nestor's time to shine here. He won't get any more too many more opportunities this tournament, so he'll be looking today to try and finally trouble the scorers with the bat, as Gamiri will start his second over. Bit short. Kenroy Nestor just looking to kind of fend away. Got a little bit of turn, but again, Gamiri coming. He's changed his angle here, hasn't he, Gamiri? He's coming across the batter now.
Just cramped him up for room, and Nestor wasn't really able to read it.
Oh, that's come off the knee of Kuldeep Galoya, who hobbles away. That's a nasty one. Bit of a dart from Gamiri.
Galoya just taking one there, and then he just sneaks through that little gap between the gloves and the bat, and that one will hurt a bit. And yep, Louis Bruce comes over to have a word, just says, get bat and ball, give me the strike, let me do it, I don't mind it, give me the opportunity.
Yep, absolutely. That's a sore one though for the keeper, that one. That's really horrible. Just above the knee roll. Man, yeah, not nice. Anyway, Gamiri, good start to this over from him. Oof. Kenroy Nestor playing that very, very late. Doesn't look comfortable here, does he?
No, I think that talking to from Bruce has probably just confused him, if anything, and just got to play his natural game. Come in, if you get out, don't chew up too many deliveries, let someone else have a go. It's got to just play his natural game.
Oh, and again, just hiding that one outside the off stump as Kenroy Nestor. I completely agree with that. He needs to play the game that he usually plays at domestic level and not try to do anything different.
I'd like to see him step across and just change that angle from Gimri as he comes across. Just like to see that happen.
Gamiri in again, so good over this from him. The change of angles worked for Gamiri here, hasn't he?
Yeah, Nestor has nothing to answer with it at the moment. He just can't get bat on ball, and this has been the issue. It's too many deliveries are being chewed up by batsmen who can't get it off the square at the moment. They're just struggling.
Gamiri's on for a maiden. If he can get this away, this last ball, it'll be pushed into the leg side. No maiden, but it will only be one from the over. Fantastic there from Gamiri, who we were thinking that Nestor was going to try and attack. Didn't come to fruition.
To be honest, they're probably going to be quite happy. The fact that Nestor keeps a strike means Bruce stays away, and at the end of 15, Gibraltar 81 for 4, struggling to get up towards a par total here.
Yeah, struggling to get up to a par total. Yesterday struggled as well, only getting to the 90. They look like they're going to surpass that score from yesterday. A little bit more intent shown from the batting side. However, it does look like it's going to be difficult.
This is, of course, what's coming up today as we see Gibraltar versus Portugal at the moment. And then we've got the last match, Malta taking on Gibraltar. So vital ICC ranking points. Malta looking to try and take something away from this tournament. Yet to pick up a win, yet to pick up any points. Looking to just try and get something here. Nestor, is he going to like the extra pace of Sawa?
He's taking a move across. He's pulled out into the leg side. It's going down towards the back of square leg region. He hasn't got much on it. He'll get the 2 runs, though.
Yeah, good bit of running again. Pretty simple too, though, but it's just Nestor, isn't it? It's what we come to expect. He's going to throw everything at it, and just can't quite get it away at the moment.
I think he's going to look a bit more comfortable against this medium pace of Sawa. Especially Sawa looks just to have lost a yard or two this last few days. I think he looks a bit fatigued. He's pushed a few wide of the off stump. So I think Kenroy Nestor is going to go and attack Sawa. As we see him go down the ground, this is a chance. It's caught in the deep. It's that man, Faf Stoneman.
Yeah, Nestor, he was sat deep in his crease waiting for that fuller delivery, and he got it, and he wasn't able to get it away. And a disappointing innings comes to an end, and possibly a bit of a blessing in disguise. Nestor goes for 4 off of 9, and Portugal right on top here, Gibraltar 83 for 5.
Gets the toe end of it, doesn't he, Nestor? Doesn't really go anywhere. Not hit cleanly out the screws. And Stoneman will be quite happy with that one. I thought for a minute that he dropped it because he didn't get up straight away. He lay on the floor, and I was just wondering, has he dropped this? But no, safe as houses from the young man in the outfield.
And yeah, that was just really hitting into the wind, and yeah, you could see it just got held up. He struck it pretty well. Just didn't get enough elevation and just ended up falling short. But another man comes in, and this is someone who has also struggled with the bat this tournament, James Fitzgerald. He hasn't really been able to get anything away. He's bowled well at times. He's struggled to field at times, but taken a few catches at the same token. And it's just the batting that's been the real concern for Fitzgerald. He's a more than capable hitter, but hasn't been able to find the timing, and he's just trying to overhit things, whereas all he's got to do here is just go to Louis Bruce. Louis Bruce has got to be the one that sort of explodes now and implodes on the Portuguese squad here. He's got to try and do something, because otherwise they're just going to fall to another total that's below par.
Absolutely. And like you said, James Fitzgerald is one player who will be looking to get some runs, having not got many this tournament. Bit of a short one into the ribs. Just fending it away. It'll be the 1 run.
Yep. Another single off the mark straight away. Bruce yet to get off that 49. He's been stuck there for a handful of deliveries now. Got to move on. He's got to get onto this 50, get that out of his mind, and then he can play with freedom and really just enjoy himself. That's what he's got to think about now. He's just got to try and enjoy it. You know, your team's not really helped you around you. Everyone else has struggled. Just try and have a bit of fun up there.
Sawa into Bruce. It's into the offside. Oh, and he's just right over that. The bottom hand comes through, and there's going to chance of run out. No, Bruce gets his 50 with a very streaky shot, which he clips into his own pad, and James Fitzgerald calls him through.
Yeah, that's his 10th half century at international level. He might have done a bit of damage there as well. He looks as if he's hobbling on that right foot, but yeah, it's another international half century for him. But oh, hang on, Fitzgerald's keeled over now, and oh no, don't tell me that someone else has got another injury. He's hobbling. He's walking on it a little bit gingerly. Just see here, this is what happened then. It was a wider delivery from Sawa, trying to drive it, got the bottom edge into that leg of Bruce, and then Fitzgerald here. I'm just trying to see if there's anything here, and oh yeah, you can see he goes. That hamstring again. I think he's okay to continue. Might just be cramp more than a tear, but yeah, you just see here as that goes right into that right knee of Bruce, and probably in that gap between thigh pad and pad for Bruce. But again, another half century, and but he's got to go now, as he's got to go big. And Fitzgerald, well, if he can't run, he's just got to swing.
Yeah, absolutely. And a fantastic half century again from Louis Bruce as he continues that fine form with the bat. Fitzgerald knows he's got to support Bruce here though, and he will have to get going quickly. Sawa in. Fitzgerald goes to drive down the ground. It goes through everything, and this is going to fly away for byes. That will be 4 byes, I think. Yep, 4 byes called. Matt misses the bat, misses the stumps, misses the gloves.
Fitzgerald struggling, and that's a bowling option that also looks as if it's going to run away from Gibraltar as well, because he looks in a lot of pain. He's grimacing, and he's not moving freely, and you can see he's hobbling, and things go from bad to worse for Gibraltar. But that's valuable runs as they move closer towards 90.
Just set off for that run with the Bruce. I think he was so intent on getting Bruce that 50 that he is shot out of the blocks. And when you've been sat on that sidelines for such a long time that your muscles have probably gone a little bit cold, I just wonder if that hamstring has just gone. You saw his hand shoot to the back of the leg straight away after that. So Sawa to finish his second over. Edged over the top. This might race away for another 4. It is 4. Streaky. Once again from Gibraltar, we've said it before, but it's another 4 runs.
It's effective, and it's what goes down in the scorebook that's all that matters. And yeah, getting that front leg out of the way and just swinging, and I don't mind that at this point. That's all he can do. He can't really run, and well, it's still a boundary nonetheless. Move into the 90s. 93 for 5 after 16.
Yeah, doesn't look comfortable, Fitzgerald, but hopefully it'll kind of settle itself down as we look at the scorecard here.
But this has just been the issue for Gibraltar. No one else getting into double figures apart from Louis Bruce, who's 50 off of 41, and just everyone else around him struggling apart from Stagner getting 10 off 10, but getting out to a pretty rash shot.
Very rash shot, and this was the issue yesterday. Even in the Malta game, remember, even though Gibraltar got to a pretty decent total, the only batter who really got going that well was Bruce. He was the star for them yesterday. They're going to need some of the batters today to step up to the mark if they're going to win some games. Gamire short into the leg side. This will just be the one.
And Fitzgerald can't. He can't run. He's hopped down for a single, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if he just tries to hit out here. And well, Faf Stoneman's out here at the cow corner, and I think he just got the nod from Machado. Just says, Faf, I think you're in the game here.
Yeah, I think it's a shame really for Fitzgerald, because he's come in today really hoping to make a mark, having not really done it yet in this tournament. But as Gamire, that one just skids on through as we see Fitzgerald try and launch into the leg side. You called it.
He's thrown everything at that, by the way. I think he's just annoyed it's not got up. It was a short delivery, it was a poor ball, and he's struggling. He is really struggling, and it almost gets to the point where she's not just turn around and go, it's okay, let's just get someone else in who can just try and do something else.
Gamire, that one will just be try and punt. Yeah, commit. Yeah, it's really not good. I think at this point now you've got to look as a Fitzgerald. I know he wants to continue. He's a really passionate individual, but look at that. You can't. I don't think he can continue on that. He's only going to cause himself more damage.
Yeah, he's just making it worse every time, and you want someone in there who can just run with Bruce, and it's tough at the moment. But you know, maybe chuck someone else in there, as this is up in the air. Hasn't got much on it, but I think it's going to be enough, and it will be a 1 bounce 4. Good shot from Louis Bruce, and they're going to need a couple more of those at Gibraltar if they're going to get it up towards a par total.
Good shot from Bruce. I mean, doesn't get everything on this, but again, just plays it over the offside. He gave himself a little bit of room, kind of out to in, and it's a really nice shot. 1 bounce 4, and he'll look to accelerate now. I think he knows they're going to have to accelerate to get them at least to a defendable total. Just wide there from Gamire. He's pushing it wide of the mark. They'll get another bye from this. I don't think it was a wide. It looked like it was inside the line, as Gamire's just... He's looked a lot more dangerous since he has come around the wicket, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's the angle that's worked coming across the batsman, and that one there just getting himself in a bit of an awkward position was Bruce. As Fitzgerald now, he's probably going to swing from the hip again.
Gamiri, last ball of his over then. Darts it across the batsman, out into that offside. This is going to race away for Fitzgerald. He will get another 4 to his collection into that backward point region this time.
Yeah, and that's a really nice way to end the over as Fitzgerald just squeezes one out. Good shot though as well, and be a sigh of relief from him as well. He hasn't really been able to get much away, but finally getting one out the screws, and nice way to end the over. 104 for 5 after 17.
Gibraltar will be looking and targeting at least, I'd say, 125, 130 minimum to get a defendable total on the board here against Portugal. But we know how strong this Portuguese batting lineup is, don't we?
Yeah, they bat very deep, and that's going to probably be the issue. It just doesn't look as if it's going to end up being enough runs. You never know, though. Gibraltar could come out fighting and swinging, and a couple of early wickets. Then it's a difficult situation, and we know Portugal are susceptible to a collapse or two. We've seen it before in their history. They haven't shown it here, but they are capable of it. As it looks as if Junaid Khan is going to come back into the attack for Portugal.
Good option as Junaid Khan will finish off his spell. Only 5 runs from his first 3 overs. Pretty incredible stuff. His tournament coming to an end with the ball then. He's got 6 balls to get another wicket to his collection. Currently on 7. Can he do it? And that is a rank wide to start off.
Yep, they get a little bit lucky at the fact that Fitzgerald can't really run. But yeah, that's a bit of a loose nut from Junaid Khan. Very uncharacteristic of him.
Very uncharacteristic. Anyway, he'll start again. He's got another 6 balls to try and get a wicket here to finish his spell. Steams in. Oh, very well bowled, and Bruce is beaten. All ends up by that one. 4-stump line, and it misses the stumps, but that's a very good ball. And Bruce looked to give himself a little bit of room.
Yeah, just got it all wrong, did Bruce, and that's kind of been the issue, just trying a few different things and not really playing his game when offered to it. And yeah, just needs to play within himself here and just know his strengths. He knows what he can do.
Junaid Khan in again. And again, it's that same delivery. It's almost carbon copy. And that is 2 dot balls in a row as Bruce. Yep, he knows. Just trying to give himself some room. Lovely Yorkers length here from Junaid Khan, though.
That's an excellent delivery. That doesn't really get much better than that, to be honest. And yeah, that's almost unplayable, really.
Quality bowler, Junaid Khan. 4 balls left here of this over for him then, as he comes in once again. Bruce looks to manoeuvre a shot with a little scoop. He won't get it, but he'll get a run for it anyway. Apparently does come off the bat, so it'll be another run to his collection.
Yeah, another single. As Fitzgerald, he's probably just going to hope that he can replicate what he just did in the previous over. Just going to swing and hope, but I don't know if that was if there was any bat involved in that. But Bruce will take it. It's a single.
Yeah, a bit sore. You can see Lou Bruce just down on his haunches at the ball's end. I think has probably smashed into his toe. Good Yorker length again from Khan as he looks to finish up strong. Fitzgerald down the ground. He'll only get 1 for it as he hobbles to the non-striker's end.
Yeah, he's running the risk here of doing more damage, but Gibraltar, they're dropping like flies. As well, everyone has. I mean, everyone's had an injury or two in this tournament, but yeah, they're dropping it like flies at the moment. That just shows, you know, it's not easy. It's a long tournament to play in. There's a lot of cricket to be played.
Junaid Khan then, as Bruce looks to do the same as last time, again doesn't get it, and this is a battle of wits between these two. Bruce, yeah, just frustrated. He's trying to premeditate a shot there, isn't he?
Yeah, that delivery there is in perfect off, cover drive sort of area, and just trying to be too cute and too snazzy with it, really, and just needs to just play the ball on its merit. He's done it so well throughout this tournament, just getting in his own head a little bit. Few dot balls has caused a bit of pressure, and well, I think scoreboard pressure as well.
They've also just moved the fielder back there, the fine leg region, just in case Bruce decides to go for that shot again. Will he or not? No. But it's another brilliant ball from Junaid Khan to finish his spell. It's only 7 runs from 4 overs. Incredible T20 level. How unlucky is he not to pick up a wicket?
That's so tough again, but superb bit of bowling. None for 7 off 4 is still something to be proud of, and at the moment Gibraltar looking as if it's going to end up on a pretty below par total. 107 for 5 after 18. You can just see there, good middle spell where they tried to get on with things, but it's really been tough, and that run rate just sat at just under 6 and over.
Yeah, and at this point now, I think with the batters in the tank, you've just got to try and hit out at this point. 2 overs, 5 wickets remaining, 107 runs on the board, projected score of 119. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be very, very difficult to defend against this Portuguese side.
Faf Stoneman, haven't really seen him at the death, but he's getting a chance here. He's got an over left. He's going to bowl the 19th here, and you can see having a bit of conversation with his close friend and mentor in Miguel Machado. But yeah, Faf Stoneman hasn't picked up a wicket, gone for 24 runs. Got a chance here to just pick up a couple of wickets here in the death, and I wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to bowl that full Yorker length here.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll look to finish his tournament strong with the ball. He's had a really good tournament as he comes in against Fitzgerald. It's down leg side, it just rattles into the pads. There won't be any run there.
Yeah, again, Fitzgerald 11 off 7, has got a few out of the middle, but yeah, you can see he is struggling with that, and was just trying to give himself a bit of room, but follows him to Stoneman. It's another good start to the over, good dot ball to begin.
Yeah, absolutely. Fitzgerald's looking to target this leg side. It's a big boundary. They've got the men out for it. They're going to be in the game, I think. Stoneman to continue. He looks to swing this into the leg side. Doesn't get anything on it. He's down on his haunches once again.
He's struggling, isn't he? Almost, I thought as if he was going to signal to come off, but he's going to carry on, and well, it's good character, but he could be doing himself some more damage than what it's worth at this point.
Be interesting to see at what point the dugout say, look, we've got plenty of batters in, come off. Anyway, Stoneman to continue. Makes room, and it's a good shot out to the leg side. He saw him coming, Stoneman, tries to fire it into his body. Fitzgerald, quick hands, manages to pull that one out into the leg side. He'll go and get the 1 run for it.
Yeah, no, he will. But I reckon we'll be seeing Jack Horrocks might be coming on as 12th man to field in the next innings. It wouldn't surprise me. But Bruce, just hold your ground. You've got the power. There's extra pace on the ball. Don't try and scoop the man who loves to scoop himself, Faf Stoneman.
Battle of the scoopers then, or just pulls up there, Stoneman. Yeah, I mean, looked like it was a premeditated attack from Lou Bruce. He knew what Junaid Khan was doing, which was trying to drop in that Yorker, four-stump kind of line, off-stump Yorker. And he tried to premeditate it, didn't come out on top. He'll look to come out on top here, though, as Stoneman continues. Into the leg side, this is a chance. It's gone high, it's not going to fall. Number 7 there, Junaid Khan, just can't reach it. But it's a good ball there from Stoneman. Just cramped up Lou Bruce, who kind of doesn't really get his arms through this, doesn't extend his arms, and yeah, this could have been a chance. Yeah,
no, just gets stuck in the wind, that does as well, and that wind really is has picked up again, and not really surprising, as I think Fitzgerald maybe just saying, I'm not really sure I can run anymore. I think I'm done. So it wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to swing as hard as he can and try and get something on it and see what he can do.
Stoneman to Fitzgerald, makes the space, he's gone down the ground. It's flying hard, it's good fielding down there from Machado. Only the 1 run as Fitzgerald once again hops his way to the other end.
Again, doesn't find the middle. That's really been the issue. And I want to know what he's saying here. He's been very vocal to Louis Bruce. I think he's just saying, let's maybe go for a single and try and get you on strike for this next over. But yeah, he hasn't been able to really find the middle, and that's just been his downfall.
Lou Bruce versus Stoneman here. Stoneman's last ball of his tournament as he goes for that scoop again, the battle of the scoopers, and Stoneman comes out on top. That's 3 misses from Bruce as he tries again to go with that premeditated shot.
Yeah, it's poor. It is poor. I'm very rarely critical of Bruce, but that's poor cricket shot choice there, and it's a dot ball to end the over, and Gibraltar 110 for 5 after 19 as Stoneman finishes his spell there, and it looks as if the skipper Shazad's going to come on, who's only bowled the 2 overs, picked up a wicket in that spell as well, got for 14 runs, but yeah, it's It's poor from Bruce, and just the batting in general has been a little bit poor from Gibraltar. Haven't really applied themselves to the match situation, but credit where credit's due. Portugal, they've bowled very well, haven't they?
Story of the competition really for Portugal with the bowlers. Wickets spread out amongst most of the bowlers apart from Junaid Khan and Stoneman, which is quite surprising really, as Stoneman has taken 8 prior to today and Junaid Khan 7, but really good again, very economical. They bowled their lines, they bowled to the fields, and here is Shazad, the captain, to finish off as Fitzgerald finally gets one out of the screws, and that has gone, and that's heading down towards the Hardings battery.
It's about time Fitzgerald's finds one out of the screws, and that'll be a huge sigh of relief for James Fitzgerald, and he is such a good cricketer. We know he's got it in him. He's just been waiting for the time, and look at that, stand and deliver stuff, and well, he's a pretty happy chap, and there was a bit of an aggressive fist pump saying, come on, get this out of here. Let's get this score up there. And you can see there, even on one leg, he's pretty happy with that one.
Definitely, and that's what we've been waiting for. We know he can do it. He's so strong down the ground, and when it gets hit, it stays hit with Fitzgerald. He's a strong lad, and he'll be happy with that one. Finishing on a high note here. Shazad takes a step across. Very well bowled, actually, that from Shazad, and very full. And Fitzgerald just pushed that into the offside.
Full Yorker, right on the money, wide as well, But yeah, good cricket. Good, better cricket this from Gibraltar. This is all it needs to be. It's not difficult out there. It's you're up against good bowlers, but you just got to be able to have that ability to manipulate the game yourself. And Fitzgerald swinging from the hip and finally getting one out of the middle. But Bruce, he's got to come good now.
Shazad versus Bruce then, as that one's bottom hand again comes into play a bit from Bruce. He's just trying to overhit the ball a little bit at the moment. That bottom hand coming through, and it's into the leg side for 1.
Yeah, loses his shape there, and Fitzgerald, I think he's just going to sit deep and hope for the best, and hope it's a full delivery and swing as hard as he can.
Absolutely, and I mean, 20 runs, 13 balls, isn't bad looking for Fitzgerald to say he's injured. He's bad, probably better than he has all tour. Shazad to Fitzgerald. Full, it's gone straight. It's a chance for Stoneman potentially. It's going to be 4 runs. I think Faf Stoneman be disappointed. I think he knows that might have been a catching chance.
It's a tough chance. that's come very hard, very low, very flat. I think you've been a little bit harsh on him there. That's a hard volley. That's tough. I'm not putting that down. That's come at him hard and quick and low. And again, another boundary. Fitzgerald finally finding form with the bat, and all of a sudden getting up to above that 120. 2 deliveries left.
Pulled into the leg side. It'll go really kind of straight though, doesn't wait for it, kind of a bit too early on the shot, but it'll be a 1 run again.
Just a single means Bruce will be on strike for this last delivery then. 123 on the board, and like you're limbering to come up onto the field or something. I don't know what you're doing here, but as Louis Bruce then facing up for his final delivery then, a 57 off 52 for him. He's hit some nice shots but struggled at the same time. Needs to just hold his ground here, play the shots he knows best. Here we go.
Last ball of the game, or innings, down the ground. Just the 1 run will come from this. They're not going to try and push the 2, not with Fitzgerald's legs anyway. They will finish on 124 for 5 after the 20 overs. It's an improvement on yesterday, but still a below par score, Charlie.
Very below par, and arguably probably not enough. Only time will tell though. And yeah, bowling from Portugal was superb. They're not really giving too much away, and but yeah, not giving much away at all. But there were some good signs early on for Jib. Louis Bruce at the top of the order, still in the runs. Wasn't quite as quick as normal, but yeah, everyone else around him really struggling. That was a good bit of work from Golia, but yeah, no one really getting going, apart from Fitzgerald at the end on one leg.
Fitzgerald's on one leg was that kind of support that Louis Bruce kind of needed throughout, and again for Jib, no one really supported. Stagno made a little bit of effort and looked like he might get going, but well, a pretty poor shot was the end of his innings, as we see Bruce go big over the leg side there. Lovely timed shot.
Yeah, it was all about Bruce at one point, but then this is where the injury came for Fitzgerald. You see he goes straight away, and he managed to stay out there and hobble hard, but yeah, was able to get a few out the screws right at the end, and this one down the ground. That was what we know Fitzgerald can do. It's taken him up till match number 8 to do so, but finally getting a few out the screws. Finishes not out on 25 off of 15 deliveries. But yeah, again, once the top order realistically failing for Gibraltar. Only one man getting into that 50 region, but then Fitzgerald coming in at the end. He looked really good, even though he was on that one leg. But again, it was the top order 6-ball duck for Brian Zammit, 6 off 11 for Frioni coming back into the squad for this game. Latine with the stand-in skipper struggled yet again in Stagno. Yeah, he had a poor shot to get out to for that 1 wicket for Suman Gimmery. And then Ken Ronestal came out, again looked to struggle with the angle from Suman Gimmery, and yeah, they finished on 124 for 5, but it was mostly down to some very, very good bowling from Portugal.
Yeah, very good bowling from Portugal. As we just have a little look at the bowlers there, that man Janai Khan, 4 overs, only for 7 runs. Really unfortunate not to pick up a wicket, but look at the calling rate, 1.75. Between that, the wickets were pretty much shared around between the bowlers. Nippo taking 2, Shazad, Gamiri and Sawar also chipping in. Stoneman probably feels a little bit unlucky that he didn't take a wicket on his final game, but just economical, and once again Portugal throughout this tournament have bowled fantastically well.
Yeah, they have, and 125 a victory for Portugal to make it 6 from 6 to return in around about 10 minutes or so, as we will see the response for Portugal. You're watching the ECN Gibraltar T20I with myself, Charlie Hunt, alongside Joe Marples on the European Cricket Network.
Just not
Welcome back to Gibraltar then for this second innings of the 8th game of this T20 International Series here hosted by Gibraltar at the Europa Sports Complex. So as we just saw, Gibraltar kind of crept towards a defendable total in the 120s. Probably just slightly below par for this pitch, as we've seen throughout this week. They'll be a little bit disappointed, I think, that again only really Louis Bruce was able to get going, as he finished on an unbeaten score in the 50s. James Fitzgerald also got some nice runs at the end. A really lovely straight drive for him, but was unfortunately injured in the process of his batting performance. Jib have now got to put the performance on with the ball, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few different figures. The likes of Kenroy Nesta, we can see, is going to open up from the rock end. Other bowlers we might get a bit of a chance to see, the likes of Andrew Reyes, Brian Zammit, and it'll be interesting to see if Ian Latine gets a bit of a bowl. Not seen much of him this week so far, but he told me struggling with a little bit of a sore shoulder, so not so sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if Jib just trial a few different players out. They've pretty much kept to the same bowlers throughout this week so far. Have bowled pretty tight, pretty well, fielded well as a unit. They'll be looking to get onto Portugal early here, get as tight as possible and get some early wickets. Try and just force them into a bit of pressure, because, you know, scoring the 120s is defendable. Target of 125 then for Portugal to get the victory here. We saw them come out the absolute blocks yesterday, chasing that score of Malta. Kuldeep Galoya absolutely taking the bowlers to the hilt. So, interesting to see here. We have Azhar Andani, I think, back opening up, is it? Or is it Kuldeep Galoya? Kuldeep Galoya has changed his helmet. Interesting to see that he's wicket-keeping in a nice navy blue helmet, and he's got a nice red one now to bat him. It's okay if you have two helmets, unlike myself, who only has one, so you end up coming off having kept and then have to go back out bat with a nice soaky wet lid. He'll have a nice dry hat here to start, and he'll be looking to set off just like he did yesterday. Had a fantastic day with the bat as he leads the run charts for the tournament, really. It's a last chance to get more runs on the board. Averaging 46.25, a strike rate of 176. He is a dangerous, dangerous figure. At the other end, we have the figure of Anthony Chambers, who had a nice little knock yesterday. We feel a little bit unfortunate with the LBW decision that he received, so he'll be looking to get some more runs on the board as his tournament got underway. So we just wait to get started here. Let us know where you're tuning in from with the chat, and yeah, good to see some regular faces getting involved as we head into the latter stages of this afternoon. Some big games still to come. Obviously, Gibraltar playing Malta later, but as we get underway with the second innings here, Nesta to Kuldeep Galoya, and that's a good ball to start. Just sticks a little bit low on Kuldeep Galoya there, and I think he's probably expecting a little bit more bounce, expecting a little bit more pace. It's a good start from Nesta, just needs to settle in, find his lines, find his lengths. When he gets it right, he is such a good bowler. What you tend to find when he's under a bit of pressure is he tends to drop the ball a little bit too short. So we'd like to see a bit of full bowling here as he slower ball is a bit too full, and that one gets pumped over the offside by Galoya, and he is off and running. 4 from his second ball, and Portugal are underway. Just want to say hello to a few people in the chat. John Gray, nice to see you joining us. Mike as well. What are your thoughts? Also, Man of Nyack. Good to see you all join us from wherever you're tuning in from across the world. Kenroy Nesta just getting that one a little bit wrong. He looked like he tried to take the pace off a little bit, looking for that full ball. Didn't quite get it, and it ends up being a full toss, which Galoya says thank you very much, and that is 4 runs to me. Bit full again, it's almost a carbon copy. Galoya going on the offside again through the covers. Kenroy Nesta just not getting his length right at the moment, and Galoya is taking that form from yesterday, and off he goes again. Good shot in this power play over that in-ring. It's an easy 4 runs. 2 fours off his last 2 deliveries then Galoya. He's looking in fine nick. Nesta steaming him. Into the toes of Galoya, and this time he goes leg side. It is another 4 as we see back-to-back boundaries. That is 12 runs from the last 3 balls as Galoya is taking the game to Gibraltar once again. just Kenroy that time. Gets his length a bit better this time, but it ends up into that kind of slot area, and Galoya just so strong in that mid-wicket region. We saw it yesterday against Malta, very strong there, and he just flicks that away, and it'll be another 4 runs to him, who flying to 12 off 4 balls at the minute. Nesta needs to finish strong here. 2 balls left of his over. Into those toes of Galoya again, and that is over the mid-wicket. Lateen's coming round. He's going to get round to it. Really good fielding from Ian Lateen. They're still going to get 2 runs from it. Just not quite right there from Nesta again. Just getting his length wrong as he looks to kind of try and get that leg stump Yorker in. Galoya, yeah, just off the toe end of the bat that time. Doesn't get the full meat of it. And Lateen is an absolute gazelle in the field. He's round to that and collects it. But this over has been a very, very strong start from this Portugal lineup. Kenroy, Nesta, in again. And he gets the wicket. And it is a massive wicket of Kuldeep Galoya as he looks to go over the mid-wicket region for the 3rd time in a row. And even though he had a bit of a rough start to that over, Kenroy Nesta has picked up a brilliant bowled. And it is that real danger man in Kuldeep Galoya. Fantastic start there to this game. 14 runs from the over and a wicket as well. So we just take a little look here. Obviously taking a little bit of pump in that over, Kenroy Nesta, as he comes in here. And this is just brilliant. Better length as he gets it to just jag bat in. And look at that, Galoya looking to swing. He loses his shape. And yep, you'll hear the clatter of the stumps as they fall behind him, top of the wicket. That's a great comeback from Nesta, who'd gone from 14 runs before. And that is an important wicket. Look, this is what Gib need to do. I mean, it's a below target score of 125, but wickets put pressure on batting teams, and that is a big, big player in Kuldeep Galoya. So look. This game, this is what Gib needs to do. If they take important wickets in important times like that, this game's on. This game on. T20 is an interesting format of cricket where wickets and runs, you can never really call it. Anyway, that will bring number 2 batsman out to the crease as I'm joined by Charlie Hunt in the commentary box.
Good comeback there from Nesta, getting his... finally getting his line of length right. That's what happens when you stick it on the top of off. You get a wicket. As it looks as if that's Machado, who's joined Chambers out in the middle. And a little bit of tap early on, though, for against Gibraltar. And they really need to keep things tight. Good afternoon to Mike, though. Says he's watching from rainy Wales. And, well, no surprise there, really. Here is young Louis Bruce, though, coming in for the 2nd over.
Just wide there from Bruce. Probably was going to be called a wide, but bit of a stretch there from Chambers. He'll take the 1 run down to that 3rd man region where Kenroy Nesta is fielding.
Yeah, Machado coming in at number 3. Got a chance here to replicate what he did in that on that first day. Seems like a long time ago, that does, but yeah, he played really well. Just nurdling it around and getting the runs and ticking them off nice and comfortably.
Bruce into Machado. Comes down the pitch, into the ribs, glances it down. This should race away for 4. It's a lovely cricket shot from Machado as he's off the mark pretty quick.
Nice shot. Just taking that step across and the movement into his ribs. He just glides this and just lets his glances off the face of the bat. Lovely cricket shot. Nice way to get off the mark.
Yeah, and with his outfield, there's no fielder down there in that fine leg region. It's going to always be difficult. I can just see Machado, who's a very clever cricketer, just trying to manipulate the field here against Bruce. He's just moving his field around a little bit. He's going to. Talking of that, they are going to move a fielder down there.
Well, I mean, that might be a little bit of ball chasing potentially, but only time will tell. But it is kind of rare to see that there's no sort of any form of fine leg, especially early on.
So Lou Bruce in for a second. That's a much better ball. There's an appeal. The finger goes up and Machado is going to go cheaply once again. Louis Bruce with a fantastic comeback.
Yeah, good comeback there. And, well, it was the battle between the 2 yesterday. And, well, Machado ended up coming off worse last time as Bruce clocked him in the head. And you can laugh at it now because he's okay. But this time a feather through and wild swipe across the line. Poor shot from a high-class batsman. And it's just not been his weekend, has it?
No, not at all. And you can see there he's looking to play that into leg side. It's a bit of a slog shot, and you can see the deviation on the ball as that goes through to Stagno. Louis, Bruce, a little bit of a shake and a pat on the back. Got a lot of respect between the two of them there.
Yeah, nice to see, isn't it? As Andani is the new man coming out, and 2 early wickets. Just a couple of questions being asked. You get 2 dangerous men out as well, and of course we know that Portugal can bat deep, but asking the right questions at the moment, Gibraltar.
Yeah, this is exactly what Gibraltar needed. Early wickets. Kuldeep was always going to come out fighting, and Machado as well, both very aggressive in their first phases of in this innings. But 2 really important wickets, one from Kenroy Nesta, and now Lou Bruce has got in on the act. Yep,
and a good comeback as well after getting a boundary against his name, Bruce. And well, man, he's probably under a lot of pressure at the moment is Andani. He comes in at number 4 and got a good opportunity to make a name for himself here. Has a little conversation with his partner, and I wonder what Andani's going to be thinking at this point in time.
Absolutely. No, he's had some good days in the past against Gibraltar, but this tournament really hasn't been his tournament. He hasn't got going with the bat. He's looked a little bit nervous at the crease as well. This is interesting. You've got Chambers and Andani now at a crease who don't really strike the ball at that higher rate, so it'll be interesting to see how he gets on here against Bruce. And now the peel goes up from behind the stump. It looks like it was going down leg, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it's that's a good delivery again, and yeah, just again putting it on the right areas. And Portugal, they're going to have to try and find an answer for it.
Yeah, absolutely. Probably going a bit over the top as well. But as we see Andani, yeah, very high, wasn't it? Hits him round the midriff area, and yeah, that's a good start from Bruce. Andani looking a little bit. As we see, Andani, yeah, just fidgeting at the crease, isn't he, a little bit? Just as I was about to say, if I could have got my words out, he looks a bit fidgety at the crease. He looks nervous, and Bruce just has his number at the minute.
Seems to have a lot of nervous energy about himself, as Andani hasn't looked comfortable at the crease throughout his time here in Gibraltar, and early signs saying he's looking in a pretty similar fashion.
Yeah, absolutely. So Bruce in again. He's fired up. Last ball of the over. Driven into the offside. This will be out to Latin, who's sweeping on this offside boundary. And Andani, there's never going to be another single there. Was asking the questions. Chambers said no thank you. That brings us to the end of the second over, and it's 20 for 2. Good start.
Only way for Gibraltar to keep themselves in this game is going to be wickets, and this is the story so far. Of course, Portugal haven't lost yet to drop any points. They're 10 points, 5 from 5, looking to make it 6 from 6 in, of course, Portugal's last game in the tournament, this one, as each team's playing 6 games. But yeah, it's been a good start, this, and Nestor, well, he's probably was thinking, I'm going to get one over and I'm going to get taken off again after conceding a few boundaries, but picked up the wicket. He's coming back.
I think that's right as well. Look, it was a good ball to get Kuldeep Galoya on the last delivery of the first over. He'll be looking to get that consistency with his bowling. The one thing I'd say about Kenroy Nesta is a fantastic bowler when he gets it right. The problem that you probably say with him is he's just a little bit inconsistent at times. Normally, it's with him dropping the ball a little bit too short. The last over we saw, it was just pushing it, maybe getting it a little bit too full.
Yeah, he got it in the right area in the end, though, didn't he? He had the last laugh, but Andani, 1 off 3, yet to get any runs to his name, really, this tournament.
Kenroy Nesta's start is second as Andani looks to advance down the wicket. It's a nice little clip off the fads. There's a big chase on. It's that man, Nikhil Advani, who gets there. It'll only be the 2 runs. Good fielding from Advani, who knows a fan favourite of yours.
Shadow cricketer, he's here. And he's put a good shift in this weekend and been taking the drinks out to the boys out in the middle and helping around in the background as well. And I see him get a chance here, and good bit of fielding early on.
Yep, good chase down there. It was a nice little shot from Andani as he just advanced down the track at Kenroy Nesta. Looking to get on the front foot early here as Andani, as we've seen him get stuck at the crease a little bit in the last few, well, in his first few days of this tournament. Just waiting on something here. Stagno gets his glove back on. Just a quick say, we can see Sunil Chandramani at the rock end here umpiring for the first time this tournament. Big congratulations to him, as I believe he's getting married in June.
Oh, there you go. Congratulations to him. And yeah, he was just telling me that he's just been out in India with a bit of doing some wedding prep. So busy man at the moment.
Not busy enough for a little bit of cricket though, hey? As we see Nesta come around the wicket now to Andani. That's just wide. Yeah, grits his teeth. He knows he got that one slightly wrong.
Yeah, just that angle coming around the wicket. Just didn't quite get it right. And good take though from Stagno. Good footwork.
Yeah, good from Stagno. He's had a good tour, especially behind the stumps, taking a few really good catches. And yeah, he'll be looking to take a couple more today as Ken Roy Nesta looks to start well this second over. Better Yorker length, and there won't be a run there. That's what Ken Roy Nesta needs to focus on. That's a really good delivery. I think that's the one he was looking for in the first over, wasn't he?
Wouldn't be surprised if Andani gets involved in a run out if he stays in long enough. He was involved in a few there. You can see Chambers is just having a bit of a word with him, just saying, just calm down, relax. We've got time. We don't need to go at any risks here, and just got loads of time.
Leicester to continue. Again, going really full. I like this from Leicester. Look, they've been probably working with this on Leicester and getting that full length instead of dropping it short. So I don't mind this. It's a good start to his second over.
Yeah, just bat twists in the hands of Andani, just a single. John appreciating that last over from Bruce, saying, come on, the good over from the Brewster.
He's a popular figure, isn't he? Anyway, Ken Roy Nesta continues. Cross Chambers. I'll push that into the backward point region. He'll just take the one.
Yeah, that's Zamet down at sort of fine third man even, and yeah, Zamet struggled, didn't he? Made his debut yesterday, had a bad time with bat and ball. Got a 6-ball duck this morning. Of course, had to go in and fill in for Avinash Pai. Some big shoes to fill, but might get a chance with the ball in this game. You never know.
Ken Roy Nesta in again. Just fended away. They're going to go for a run. It's a good run as well. Good calling from Chambers and Andani. That's what we want to see from the Portuguese. Reyes does well in the outfield, though. Yeah, I mean, look, it's been a rough 2 games for Brian Zamet, but what I would say, he's a very, very good bowler, and I would expect him to bowl in this innings.
Well, losing Fitzgerald as well, who's obviously not on the field. It's they're going to be looking for a few more options, and wouldn't be surprised to see him have a go.
Nesta coming in to finish his second over then. Oh, and how has that missed? Anthony Chambers will watch this fly to the fine leg boundary as he gets a thick inside edge, and it goes past the stumps and the wicketkeeper.
Well, bit of luck for Chambers there. No real foot movement, just swinging with the arms, and Nesta furious with the fact that he's got away with that one, and a lucky boundary nonetheless. And at the end of the third, brings up the 30. Portugal 30 for 2.
Head in the hands moment if you're the bowler, but if you're the batter, it's the one you kind of take a big sigh of relief, and you'll take the runs.
30 for 2 then after 3, halfway through this power play. It was a good early start from Golia. He ended up getting out though, playing across the line to a Nesta delivery. As Louis Bruce is going to continue, he picked up the wicket of Machado, who just hasn't had a good weekend as he caught that injury, and he's just looked a little bit sluggish, and understandably so. He completely took the wind out of him, but Bruce is going to continue here.
That's a tempter. There won't be a wide ball call as Andani takes a big wild swipe at that one. Just misses outside edge.
Yeah, interesting for Andani. Struggled over recent times, and of course has shown signs of promise over the last sort of year as on the European Cricket Network, but recently has struggled, hasn't really had the best of times, and just looking to try and get some runs under his name.
Bruce in again. This has gone up in the air. It's going to fall just in between Mipuri and Latin. There's not going to be a second run though. It's not the kind of shot not a confident shot, is it?
Yeah, I didn't follow through with it. It was a bit of a leading edge more than anything, and it gets a little bit lucky. But again, Portugal have had a bit of luck already in this innings. Chambers getting a lucky one.
Bruce in again. Pulled into the leg side. Very good field in there from Jackie Horrocks, who is onto the field as the substitute fielder. Didn't quite get hold of that one, Chambers.
The splice of the bat, struggled to time it at the moment, has Chambers. Got a little bit unlucky with an arguable decision yesterday. He was wanting to hold his bat throughout the entire innings to take his country through to another international win, but wasn't able to, and he's, again, just struggling to find the middle at the moment.
Bruce pushes that one a little bit too wide out of offside, and that will be called a wide.
I'd like to see Reyes. I think this is a good time for him to bowl. It's still swirling with that wind up there, and again, he's bowled well. He's leading wicket taker before this game. I think Bruce might have just gone ahead with him now with that wicket, but he is in the wickets for Gibraltar, having not bowled that much.
Well bowled. Good comeback from Bruce. Chambers beaten all ends up.
Nip away, I think, is the signal there, and that one just stays in a little bit, just goes on with the arm, does get up a little bit, but Chambers just getting stuck.
Yeah, just nipped away off the seam there. Good from Bruce. Started well here, started strong. He's got a good economy rate this tournament so far at 5.54. Hasn't taken many wickets though.
Call of bowler's end, and Reyes does the work. That'll just be another single. Good running though, and that's again, it's what we've seen throughout this tournament, isn't it? These Portuguese batsmen are really liking to push these ones and try and push ones into twos, and that's realistically another element. As there's been a few of them as to why they're a level above everyone here this weekend.
Bruce with the last ball of his second over, and Darnie comes down the ground. This could be a chance. It's swirling in the wind. Oh wow. And Varney thought that was going over his head for a minute and then realised at the last second that, well, actually, this is dropping well short of me. And in the end, he's got nowhere near it.
It's another lucky bit of cricket there for Andy. You see there, Varney just gets it completely wrong. And, well, he thought that was going to be going for all the way for 6, but it ended up just being a single. And Darnie gets another streak of luck. And after 4 overs, Portugal 30, 4 for 2.
Yeah, just have a sneaky suspicion that wind is playing its part in that, and it did look to hold up as it and Darnie looked like a really strong shot down the ground, but he didn't get hold of it. It kind of went up into the air and didn't even get halfway to the ring, never mind to the boundary.
Yeah, ended up just being a bit of a sort of 60-degree wedge. Any golf fans out there know what I'm talking about? 60-degree wedge, a little flop shot, and just landing it 5 yards away from the pin, and a little par putt to come. But Antani 7 off 10 as Nestor continues.
Well bowled, really good. That from Nestor, good line, good length, and Darnie just gets everything behind it. It's a solid forward defensive, but he just looks like a player who isn't really finding the middle of the bat and just looking a bit out of form.
Struggling. It's all he's doing. He is just struggling, and there's not much that you can do. It's just you've got to just try and ride it out and make the most of any luck that you get.
Oh, and that one is a bit of a short of a length delivery, and it rattles into the rib cage of Andani, who was way too early on the shot.
Yeah, that one looked as if that one might have hurt a little bit. I think he gets that one's right into the ribs, and I don't know what Nestor's appealing for, because I don't know what that's don't know what that's got much to do with it. But again, it's a good start to the over from Nestor, which is nice to see.
Look, Andani's small, but he's not that small. If it hits you in the stomach, it's not going to be given LBW. Anyway, that's cut through the offside. It's a strong shot, but there is a man out there. That is Rico Hatchman, as he gets that into stumps. Good to see him making an appearance today as well. I'm expecting to see him also get a bowl.
I was very confused as to who you're referring to then when you said Rico. I was a little bit lost then, but yeah, Richard Hatchman coming in for this game. Of course, was on the field yesterday in that loss. Good again. Good from Nestor.
Into the hip area. I don't know if he got bat on this or if it just comes off the hip. We'll see in a minute if the umpire calls leg by or if he thinks that's come off the bat. But it's a good start this from Leicester. Just let that one drop a little bit short and drift down the leg. This is what happens with Nestor. So we've just seen this over that Nestor's just starting to drop that length back. Now, when he tries too hard, this is what Kenroy Nestor ends up doing. And if he does it too often, it becomes a bit predictable.
He needs to have variations, doesn't he? It's a little bit too same old, same old. It's too similar.
Gives himself space, and it's a Yorker length delivery, and Kenroy Nestor has got his second wicket of the game. We've been calling him for all week, and Kenroy Nestor, the big K Nest, picks up his second wicket, and it's that man, Azhar Andani.
Yeah, disappointing tournament comes to an end, and selection issues for Portugal with Andani. Now you really have to say that he's asking the question here, but this is a really good delivery, bit of inward movement right at the end and clatters into those stumps, and that's got to be the variation. If you're going to have that as your stock delivery, having that full Yorker is what you need, and well, he Yorks himself in the end as Andani, and another wicket goes, and well, a lot of pressure on the next couple of batsmen as Portugal, they fall to 36 for 3.
Yeah, Yorks himself comes down the track. Again, we spoke about it earlier, looks a bit fidgety at the crease, looks a lot of that nervous energy. He's yorked himself there, made probably a decent ball, a very, very good ball. But Nesta, that's what I want to see from him. If he does go to that short option, don't make it predictable. He bowls a short one and then comes to that Yorker length. And that is a fantastic wicket again, as Gib now have 3 wickets in the power play. And this game, that makes things interesting.
Yeah, first real sign of issues in the batting department for Portugal. 36 for 3 with a delivery left in the 5th. And thing is, they bat deep as Ahmad Zaib comes in at number 5, and he hit some destructive shots back on day 1, but since then hasn't really been needed. He's come in a little bit lower down the order a few times, as Shahzad's been the real avenue of runs for Portugal. But yeah, Ahmad Zaib, he's still a capable batsman. You've still got Faf Suman Gimri, and you know, the likes of Najam Shahzad still in the shed. They do bat very, very deep.
So Nesta coming in for the final ball of this 5th over then. Goes short, and that one is pulled from Zaib, and that will be 4 runs.
Yeah, lets the pressure go. It was a really good over up till that point, and that's just where you need to keep building that pressure. If you can keep that pressure on, but that's that poor delivery. That's too short. It sits up, and it's too easy, and it's a good shot and a really nice way to get off the mark for Ahmad Zaib at the end of 5 overs. Portugal 40 for 3.
Yeah, just going on to Zaib, he's someone who we saw on that first day, very, very capable batter. He's already got kind of 85 runs, averaging 42 with a strike rate of 163, so, you know, he can bat. As we just have a little look at today's schedule, obviously this first game is well underway here between Gibraltar and Portugal, but don't forget, the last game of the tournament, we'll see the hosts face off for the final time against Malta. They've got the better of them twice. Will they get better of them a third time? Malta will be looking to finish their tour on a high. So tune in, 17:15 GMT, 19:15 here, Gibraltar time, or local time should we say. Should be an interesting one, that one. And then following that, I believe that you're doing a nice little presentation.
Well, wind dependent, that is. Don't jump the horses on that one yet. That just depends on whether or not we can get it sorted. But time will tell. Depends if that wind sticks around, and if it's anything like yesterday, we should be okay. But don't want to put any promises out there anyway. But here is young Louis Bruce to continue.
Yep, no change in the bowling as of yet, as we see that one just pushed down to Ian Latina at mid-off, which will bring Zaib back on strike.
Yep, 30, that's now 40 for 3 after 5.1. Apologies for the lack of the on-screen graphics. Just sorting that out as soon as we can. But yeah, I'll try and keep you updated with that score.
Bruce into Zaib for the first time. He pushes it wide, and Zaib will just try and kind of dangle the bat, and it will just roll down there to the third man region where Kenroy Nesta is.
41 for 3 then, and yeah, again, it's just some interesting shots really at the moment, but yeah, bowling's been pretty tidy for the most part.
Yeah, it's been good, Bruce. He'll be looking to pick up another wicket there, though. If you can get a 4th or a 5th, just put in the kind of the screws on Portugal as he comes into Chambers. That's a really, really good ball, and Chambers again beating all ends up as it flies past his outside edge.
Yeah, it does. That's better. That's where it needs to be. Just getting him on the drive. That's where he wants it. He's got Mudbudi in the covers, who's looking and trying to get involved. And there we go. We're back, and that's yeah, that was a dot for that 5.3. And yeah, 42 for 3.
Bruce continuing then. Into the kind of, he's just going to sneak a one. Is there going to be a run-out chance? They're going to go keeper's end. Sneak a one. Just kind of slips through the bowler's hands there. It's another good delivery from Bruce. I think Chambers looking to get off strike quite quickly. They're struggling a bit against Bruce in the last few overs. Zaib, a bit more of a powerful hitter than Chambers. He'll be looking to take this game to Bruce, who's not gone for many runs. Only the 13 so far.
Yep, only gone for 13, but it's been his batting at the moment, as Chris just points that out in the chat, as Bruce comes in again and just fended away from Zaib. Yeah, if Bruce gets 35 in that last game, he'll be the leading run scorer for Gibraltar. Again, just putting his name in the hat for that MVP award.
Yeah, I do know that Louis Bruce and Avinash Pai are having a little personal battle to see who gets the first to 1,000. So as he comes in for his final delivery, that's pushed into the offside. They're going to go for a single again. It's good running from the batsman. They'll take the single there. End of the over, I think. Yep, end of the power play. It's a good over again from Bruce.
Yeah, good over again. So 45 for 3 then after 6 at the end of the power play. And Gibraltar, they're still within a chance here, as, again, need to be taking wickets then.
Yeah, definitely. Especially, look, with the runs on the board, they're going to have to effectively bowl Portugal out. We know that. But, yeah, as the run rate chart does come up for us, as you can see, the run rate has slowed down a little bit, but nowhere near enough. And Portugal are well above it at the minute. They're going to hope to get over the line fairly comfortably here. But you never know. This man here might just put the cat amongst the pigeons.
Here is Andrew Reyes then, and he is up there for the wickets for Gibraltar. Hasn't really bowled that much, but when given the opportunity, he's really cashed in on chances given, and of course came in and we celebrated the fact that he got a wicket off his first delivery, but he's also bowled pretty effectively as well. And could ask a few questions here of Zaib and Chambers.
He's a difficult bowler to face, is Andrew Reyes, and we've seen him over these first 2 days do exactly what's been asked of him, as he'll come in to start his spell, rolls the fingers over the ball like we know he does, just prodded into that backward point region, and they'll take the single.
Yeah, good start for Reyes, just getting that loosener out of the way and just getting his line of length right, which is all he needs to do at the moment.
Yeah, if Reyes bowls his lines and his lengths and does what he's been doing, he's going to frustrate these two batsmen, and that's when they make these batsmen have tended to make a mistake against Reyes. Comes in. Yeah, look, the batsman just not really sure what to do, and they'll just watch that one, Chambers, as it kind of drifts on by. Dot ball.
Yeah, this is what we come to expect of Reyes here.
In full. Oh, and how has that been dug out? They're going to get a single for it, but that is the Reyes that we will know. He's bowling so well at the moment. He feels confident in his own ability. Let's have a look at this one again.
Yeah, just digs it right nice in and full, and just asking the questions of getting the ball to move midway through the air and moving laterally quite a lot as well.
A little bit of outward swing there in the air from Reyes, and it'll just be a dot ball down to Mipuri.
Yeah, again, just slowing things up here is Reyes. That's what they need to do. That run rate now creeping towards a runner ball.
Yeah, he's getting that movement, isn't he? It's left again. Another dot ball for Reyes. A really solid start to his over. Just needs to get out of it now. Just getting that movement in the air, isn't he? You can just see it drifting away from the batsman.
Do they have an answer to Reyes?
Oh, this could be out. Yes, the finger goes up, and Andrew Reyes has taken another wicket. 4 wickets for Andrew Reyes so far in this tournament.
Yeah, superb over as well. Picks up the all-important wicket of Zaib, and he was getting it up in the block out. And you can see how much that wicket means for Gibraltar. Just a glimmer of hope now for the Gibraltar team, and that one doesn't really get any easier for umpire Sunil, and another wicket goes, and all of a sudden this is becoming a little bit trickier for Portugal. A few more questions being asked.
That is a fantastic ball. That's just pressure growing from an over where not many runs were coming from it, and they didn't really look like they had an answer to him. And I mean, that's hitting middle of middle, isn't it? You can't. That was fantastic delivery.
46 for 4 then after 7. Now they're asking the ever reliable Najam Shahzad to come out and tick these runs off, and well, it's not as simple as 1, 2, 3 for Najam Shahzad. He's got some time on his hands, as it looks as if that's going to be Richard Rico Hatchman. He's going to come on and have a bowl, and well, he could be making a serious name for himself here. Is it going to be Hatchman? It might be. I think it is.
Does look like Rico Hatchman is going to have a bowl from this straights end. Just a bit of a discussion between the Gibraltar players, but let's have a little look at Najam Shahzad. He has been that key figure, especially with the bat for Portugal, averaging 55 this tournament. That's the best average amongst any kind of batter. He has kind of dug Portugal out the trouble quite a few times when their top order has failed.
No, he certainly has, and this is another example of it. And we said that Portugal was susceptible to a bit of a collapse. We know it's been in their history. Could we be seeing it here? I know there's a lot of support for the Portuguese around the world, and especially back in Portugal, and a lot of people will be watching. And, well, a bit of pressure on these two.
Absolutely, and Gibber making a game of this early into this afternoon, as we see Richard Hatchman getting his first action of the tournament. Saw him doing a little bit of a warm-up this morning with the ball. It's looking good. You just want to kind of, I've seen him at times for international, just sometimes bowls within himself at international, where he kind of really hits the crease hard at club level. He just needs to believe in himself. As Chambers faces up. It's a good start from Hatchman. Now, oh, and there could have been a run-out opportunity. It kind of bounces off the chest of Nicola Advani. But that was a bit of miscommunication between Chambers and Shazad, wasn't it?
Big chance goes astray. Look at this. It didn't really need to be anything crazy, but Advani trying to look cool for the cameras and gets it all wrong, and that's an early life. That could come back to haunt Gibraltar.
Yeah, big chance as we see Hatchman come in again. Again, very well bowled. This is a good start from Richard Hatchman.
Shazad just meaning that with a full face of the bat, getting himself in. He can give himself a bit of time. That run rate now just creeping just up above 6, but again, yeah, you know that Shazad could just take this game away from you from just a few deliveries, and he has got that ability to do so.
We've seen him do it before, and we've seen him do it this week. He'll be looking to play the captain's innings, I think, here, and yeah, I think he'll be looking to take the game to Hatchman in this over. Just clips this one round the corner. There's Andrew Reyes. Bit of an misfield from, well, bit of a poor throw into Stagno, to tell the truth. But good backing up from Jib. There won't be any run. Again, the batsman just looking a bit edgy, looking to get off the mark, trying to get the singles. And that's what wickets bring, isn't it? A bit of pressure.
Yeah, it's, again, a bit of scoreboard pressure. Not really thinking that it was going to play too much of a part. But at the moment, when wickets fall, you still have a question to ask.
Hatchman in again. Well bowled. Just be into the leg side as Stagno goes to collect it.
And this is the thing against Shazad. You think, where can I hide the ball and just try and keep it out of his arc? And he's doing it really. He's cramping him up for a bit of room and early on in the innings for him, and he's not going to really be seeing it as quick as he wants to, and he won't be able to jump back on that length as often and as quick as he normally would.
Hatchman into Chambers. Into the legs, nice and full. Chambers will just push this down to the deep mid-wicket region in front of that lighthouse. And that'll just be the one run. Kenra and Esther fielding down there.
You love that lighthouse, don't you?
I do. It's a beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful view, isn't it? To tell the truth,
it's not bad. It's really not bad. And yeah, at the moment, Chambers is he's going pretty well. He's 14 or 15 at this point. He's Shazad though.
Shazad against Hatchman, and Hatchman goes Yorker. Fantastic start to this innings for him. Only 3 runs from it, as that will be the end of the over. And Portugal find themselves on 49 for 4 wickets. 8 overs gone.
Yep, good comeback this for Gibraltar, just pegging themselves back slowly but surely into this game. That run rate now 76 off 72, so 6.3 required. Thing is though, Shazad will want to think, and he knows that if he can just go and get 1 or 2 big sixes away, and that will just settle him down and really allow him to kick off.
Shazad, I think, is the key wicket here for Jib. I mean, if they get him, then we really do have a game on our hands, don't we? Anyway, Reyes to continue from the rock end. Yep, Chambers just struggling to get away. Just drifted that one a little bit too far down leg side, Andrew Reyes. So takes the LBW definitely out of the equation. But again, Portugal just struggling a little bit.
Lots of lateral movement there as well, which is exactly what Reyes will be hoping for. And well, that might just might ask a couple more questions here.
Chambers looks to go strong. Bottom hand comes into play. Good fielding down there from Bruce. He'll only be the one.
Brings Shazad on strike, and this could be interesting here, as Shazad may just struggle with that lack of pace, but again, also could just play into his favour. It's just one of those where, as a bowler, you just got to stick to your strengths and hope that it pays off up against a powerful batsman in Najam Shazad. He could just take the game away from you, and that's just what he's able to do. We'll be hoping you can do it here.
This is going to be a really interesting matchup. I really want to see this as Reyes comes into Shazad. It's a good one. It comes off kind of the inside edge. It's a thick inside edge. They'll look for two. There's a miscommunication at the bowler's end. Kind of throw comes into the keeper. But again, there's just a bit of nervous energy amongst these Portuguese players.
Yeah, they haven't really found themselves in this sort of position recently, especially in this tournament. And, you know, the likes of Faf Stoneman still get to come in alongside Suman Gimmery as well, who, by the way, he's a serious player.
Clipped into the leg side then from Chambers. Strong shot. Will only be the single, which brings Shazad back on strike. The matchup we want to see. Reyes versus Shazad. Who's going to come out on top?
This is going to be a good matchup, this. It's a good opportunity, though, for Reyes to really put himself up there in terms of wicket takers.
In he comes, drifts that onto the legs, again gets some good lateral movement, and that will be a dot ball. And that's again a really solid start from Andrew Reyes as he comes to the last ball of his second over, having only gone for 5 runs, taking a big wicket in Zaib as well. Key man at the minute, Reyes, as he comes in. Shazad just flicks that into the leg side. They'll get a 1. Nikhil Advani kind of bounces off his knee. It's a bit of a misfield, but it's only 1 from it. And that will bring us to the end of the 9th over. 53 for 4 wickets.
Yeah, that run rate's slowly creeping up. Very slowly, though, has to be said, because they, of course, got it down to less than a run a ball at one stage. But, yeah, this is the story. Galir going big early off that over, but then that last delivery from that first over from Nestor was the wicket. And then Chambers has just quietly been going about his business. But Machado got caught behind, and Dani, he struggled again, and Nestor, and then after that, well, it was really a bit of a tough one for Zaib, as he was given LBW caught in front by Andrew Reyes.
Yeah, so we see Richard Hatchman continue now from the straights end. He had a very good first over. I think Shazad will just look to go after him here. He does go after him. It's gone high. It's up over Freoni's head. They're going to have to chase this. Does it stop it from going for 4? Does he do? Yes, he does. And Advani following in. It'll just be the 2 runs. Yeah, interesting. Shazad definitely going to try and go after Hatchman this over.
Throwing everything and the kitchen sink at that one, and yeah, Freoni just looked as if he was interested for a minute, but didn't quite start tracking back quick enough, and that was with that wind, it was going to be a tough chance.
Good piece of fielding, stops 2 runs though, as Hatchman will come in for his second ball. Yorker length. Oh, that's a really good shot from Shazad, and that goes all the way for 4. Just clipped off his toes.
Yeah, that's going to put a bit of a stop in Gibraltar there, as yeah, that one just too straight, and Shazad's just going to clip that off, and all of a sudden, then it becomes a big of a serious sigh of relief for Portugal, as that now just becomes a lot easier as that run rate creeps down a little bit now. 66 needed off 64.
Hatchman hits the crease powerfully, and that's a good response from him as Shazad swings himself off his hinges, trying to take a ball from way outside off to the leg side.
Yeah, just hoiking at it, really. It's ugly, it's not pretty, but if he connects, it's going to go a hell of a long way.
Yeah, I think he's got the lighthouse in his sights here, Shazad. I really do.
Needs to get bat on ball here.
Full, hit strongly down the ground. There's no stopping that. Brilliant shot from Shazad, and that is 4 to his collection. Hatchman goes the distance. Well, no, doesn't go the distance, but it's a really good shot from Shazad down the ground.
2 full, and well, Chambers almost cops one, but he hears that whistle past his ears, and yeah, then this was just the issue. You still, you get early wickets, but you then have Shazad coming in, and well, him coming in now is a real dagger to the heart and the hopes of Gibraltar.
Hatchman again. This time it does go big. Are they interested? No, that's over the head of Kenroy Nesta and over that fence as it goes away towards, as I said, that lighthouse, which he does have in his sights.
Yeah, 6 runs, and Shazad all of a sudden just takes the game away again from Gibraltar. And it's just 1 over that it had to be, and unfortunately for Hatchman it was his, because this was 2 straight, and Shazad just picks it up. It's a slot delivery, and it gets given the treatment.
Yeah, slot delivery, which gets the treatment. You do not want to bowl there to this guy, and he punishes it. Really nice shot, though. Doesn't try to overhit it. And, yeah, fantastic 6 runs. And, well, 10 runs in the last 2 balls. All of a sudden, like you said, Shazad now just starting to take that pressure, which had started to grow on Portugal a little bit away, and as they look to take this game back to Jib. Hatchman again looking to finish strong. It's gone up. It's not going to make it. Is there an opportunity? It's taken. Brian Zammit takes the catch, and once again the game might swing on a knife's edge here.
Yeah, good catch that from Zammit. He's had an interesting tournament. He struggled a little bit after making his debut, but that's not an easy catch, by the way, because that's gone high in the air, and with this wind, I thought Zammit wasn't going to get there, and he looked as if he said himself, and yeah, it's a good catch. Catches it nice and cleanly, and Shazad goes for 19, and all of a sudden, this is going to be a little bit interesting and a little bit nervy for any Portuguese fans. And at the end of the 10th over, halfway stage, Portugal 69 for 5.
Yeah, we did say that was the big wicket as we see Stoneman now heading towards the crease. This game's going to be close. I think this could be interesting. Very big wicket there from Shazad, who'd gone for 10 runs off the last 2 balls of Hatchman. He decides to try and go again. Doesn't get it quite right. It's up into that wind. It's a difficult catch for Zammit, though, who looks so composed underneath it.
Yeah, he looked very confident, didn't he? He's a good fielder. We know that already, but in this wind, anything can happen. But he just took it nice and clearly. Of course, this is coming up tomorrow. We make our way towards Austria. Rico takes us through the coverage tomorrow. He'll be joined by Vinny on day 2. But day number 1 consists of cricketer CC, Snazzy, Austrian Daredevils and Vienna CC all taking part. 5 matches tomorrow. That starts at 7:30 GMT, 9:30 Central European time, and 1 o'clock out in India. I'm certainly looking forward to that. But before we even get there, we've got another game coming up this afternoon. But even before that, we could have a very interesting game in our hands here in match number 8.
Yeah, let us know where you're tuning in from. We do have a game on our hands now as Gibraltar look to cause a shock on the final day. Portugal not lost a game yet, obviously this week. They're looking to go 6 from 6. Is that going to happen? It's a big question. Reyes comes in for his 3rd over. Cut out into the covers. No run there. Dot ball.
Stoneman is the new batsman, and yeah, this is a chance for Stoneman, 23 years of age. Can bat. He's not a stranger to an innings or 2, but he's got to do it here.
Just drifts that into the legs. I think this probably going down. Yeah, going down. But Reyes asked the question.
Good delivery again, though. You can just see, though, Chambers struggling to deal with Reyes. Trying to turn it round. Isn't able to get that front leg out of the way, and doesn't really get in the right position to play that shot whatsoever. If he gets that front leg out of the way, then he can almost come at it square on a little bit more, and just allows him to turn it around the corner.
Reyes in again, drifting it into the pads, and that is a wicket for Andrew Reyes once again, his 2nd of the game. And oh my word, Anthony Chambers has to go, but Reyes is causing absolute bedlam. Yeah,
that was only a matter of time, really. We called it the ball before that Chambers just wasn't able to open himself up for that shot round the corner, and he gets a little bit unlucky. It comes off the back pad, and well, we said that Portugal was susceptible to a collapse, and we are witnessing one here. 69 for 6 on the board.
Bowls him off his pads, but it's again that pressure from Reyes. Bowl, he's hitting that area nicely, and Chambers was really struggling to kind of try and flick it round the corner, and eventually, the pressure tolls.
Well, this man's batted at 11 at one point this tournament, as it's going to be Siraj Nippo is going to come out to the crease, and he's got to try and build something here. They don't need to take risks. They can just play casual cricket. That's all they need to do. No risks, simple cricket. Take the singles, and you should get over the line pretty comfortably. But with wickets down, it's a big question for Portugal. I mean, you still look at the shed, by the way. Rana Sawa can hit a long ball. Suman Gimidi is someone who we've seen score buckets of runs on the network. And Jinai Khan, he can still hold a bat as well. And yeah, this is looking like it's going to be an interesting matchup here. Siraj Nippu up against Andrew Reyes.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, this is what we said about Portugal. They've got such a deep batting lineup that when wickets do fall, if one batsman doesn't come off, another might. They're going to need it today, though. Someone who maybe hasn't scored runs yet in this tournament is going to need to come through for them. At the minute, Stoneman and Nippo at the crease. We saw Nippo about the other day. Didn't look a bad option. Anyway, Reyes in to continue. Just that one down leg side. Oh, here we go.
Stack those kids.
Getting a bit too familiar with him there, isn't he?
Yeah, becoming good friends, Ellie. Stuff balls, and he's gone. Off he goes. Oh dear, that might be Stagno in about a week's time, maybe on a Friday night. Anyway, good wide down the leg side.
Nippo versus Stagno. How's Nippo going to play Stagno? That's sorry, Stagno. Reyes. That's an interesting one. That's going to go down the ground. It's just going to be a dot ball.
Yeah, one more on the money, and again, and the thing is now Gibraltar can start getting a little bit lively in the field. They can get a bit mouthy, just get in the head of Nippo.
Yeah, confidence is up. Oh, that's a full toss. Reyes doesn't get that one right, but it's not punished. It's not going to be given a no ball, but it was a big full toss, and that probably should have got the treatment.
Yep, just a single early on in the innings, though. It's tough to get away. Faf Stoneman then yet to face a delivery. He's going to be feeling the pressure a little bit here for his country as he's come in, and well, for the first time, he hasn't really had anything to come in with.
Good to see Conrad Greenshields in the chat saying, my boys Faf and Ant. Well, Ant's gone, but Faf is still there, so it'll be interesting to see if Faf can come through for Portugal with the bat. We've seen him do it with the ball this tournament and in the field. Now it's his time to try and do it with the bat.
Didn't take a wicket in the first innings, and if one doesn't come off, we'll be hoping that it's the batting this time. Here he is up against Reyes. Last delivery here in the over.
Clipped out into the offside, backward point region. The chase is on. It's a good chase again from Ferroni. Bit of foot fielding. Zamet will pick this up and get it in.
Keeps it to 2, and good work by the two men down there, and that will be the end of the over. 11 overs down. We've got a game on our hands here. 73 for 6.
Yep, good piece of fielding here. Decides to go with the feet. Well,
don't know if it's good.
He goes with the feet, stops the boundary. That's all that counts. And only 2 runs come from it, as we'll see Nippo, I think, tasting at the start of this 12th. As we have a little look at the bowlers there. Reyes, the pick of them, isn't he?
Yeah, going really well at the moment. But Hatchman as well, picking up that big wicket in Ajam Shahzad. But Bruce bowling very well, 1 for 14. And Nesta got a little bit of tap, but he's also picked up 2 wickets, so he won't be too upset. But that's what it's got to be. It's got to be wickets at this point. They've got to bowl them out. And this is going to be interesting, of course, as this isn't going to be as simple and plain sailing as I think we were first originally thinking at this point.
No, and this is where probably Jib will be looking and going, you know, if we'd have got 20 or 30 more runs on the board, they'd be in the driving seat at this point.
Well, you can see at this stage, Jib were a few runs behind, but 3 wickets in hand, and that's really the difference. As Portugal, 73 for 6. Hatchman is going to continue here up against the left-handed batsman Nippo, and well, Hatchman come into the team, and he's had a pretty good time of it for this time around.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he'll be delighted, especially picking up the wicket in the last over. He just had, you know, got tapped for a couple of balls before it, so to take that wicket, it's a big wicket as well. So in he comes. Just fended away into that leg side. They'll look for 2. Hatchman's going to have to field off his own bowling. Nippo wanted the second. He gets sent back.
Good work from Hatchman off his own bowling. Nippo was keen to come back, but I think Stoneman realises don't need to take any silly risks here. It's a good call from young Faf.
Yeah, you know, you talk about Lou Bruce having a bit of a level head on his shoulders. This, you know, Faf Stoneman's only just a little bit older, and he's got a really level head on his shoulders, doesn't he?
6 years older.
Yeah, I mean, he's still young. I mean, maybe I'm old, and that's why I feel like Faf Stoneman's quite a young character. But he seems to have a very, very sensible head on his shoulders. Anyway, Hatchman into him, clipped into the leg side. Hatchman again having to field off his own bowling, but this time the batsmen are not interested in the second.
This is interesting. I'd like to see an in-out field here because they're just they've got everyone out on the offside, and this is, you know, just dropping and running is enough to get them over the line here at the moment. They're now at still 50 off of 52, and you need to apply the squeeze. As much as you still need wickets, you still need to prevent the flow of runs where you can, and that's where I'd like to see a change here. But still, Hatchman continuing
into the kind of the hip area of Nippo, and that's just nudged into the leg side. And Ferroni will collect. Yeah, no, I think you're right there. And look, if Portugal are clever, it is still effectively less than 1 a ball, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not hard. You don't have to take any risks at all. And you know, this is where you have your 4 men in the ring on the angles. That's where you have them, and then you plug the gaps with your fielders on the outfield on the boundary. That's where you have them, and that's where you want them. But there's so many gaps on that leg side.
Hatchman in again. Ooh, doesn't get this one right. That's going to fire down leg side. Bit of a fumble from Stagno. Reyes will pick it up. They'll get the 1. Well, they'll get the 1 run and they'll get the wide. So that's 2 runs from it.
Can't be giving away easy runs. Got to keep that pressure on. you know, you've got them to a stage. They haven't been in this situation at all this tournament. They're 78 for 6 at this point. You've got to apply the squeeze. See what they're made of. Just ask the question. If they go ahead and you know, they pound you back over your head, so be it. Make them win this game.
Hatchman into Nepo. Nice and full. Driven hard at point. Good fielding there from Nicol Advani. And that will stop any more than just a single.
That looks as if it was going to run away for 4. He almost got done by the spin, but you take another look at this here as Hatchman bowling in the good area. A bit too full though, but gets a boot on it, does Advani. But yeah, just apply the squeeze. You make them win this game. They're, you know, you've set a target that's below par. There's no arguing against that. But having them just being able to nerdle ones is just too easy.
Hatchman in, drifts it onto the pads of Stoneman, who gets it past Reyes. Louis Bruce is chasing round, but he's not going to get to it. That is 4 more runs to Portugal's total.
Yeah, nice shot from Faf, and that's poor really from Hatchman. Strays 2 straight and onto the pads, and yeah, Faf Stoneman gets a pretty simple shot. Gets it away, evades Reyes, evades Bruce, and it's another 4. And again, this is just poor application from Gibraltar. It's got to be said. They're just not going with the situation of the game at the moment. You know, Portugal were under a lot of pressure, and now it's a pretty simple one. They, you know, going up 5s and over is enough at this point.
Last ball of the 12th then, as Hatchman comes in. Yeah, it's a wide ball. He's just pushing it down that leg side a little bit, just trying too hard in this 3rd over.
Just simple cricket. Needs to be up and down, straight, wicket to wicket, stumps to stumps, and the rest will look after itself. But at the same time, you're also asking him to hide it outside off, and the bowler's just not doing that. And at this level, you've got to be able to execute that effectively, and that's just what Hatchman struggled with in this over.
Bit better, short of a length into that offside cut. It's a good bit of fielding from Jack Horrocks, and it'll keep it to just the 1. End of the over, 12 gone, 84 for 6. 885 for 6.
For 6. And tidy end to the over, but a bit of a disappointing one from a Gibraltar perspective. And yeah, but it's what I'm saying, is being able to make them win the game. At the moment, you're ahead. Yes, they're ahead of the rate by quite a fair distance, but at the same time, they haven't got much, you know, they've only got a handful of wickets left, and you asking those right questions is what you need to do. And well, if you're going to apply the squeeze, bring on an effective spinner, and that's what's going to happen here. Is Kabir Midpuri is going to take us into the 13th over.
Yeah, Kabir Midpuri into attack then. Not surprised by that at all. Very economical bowler, well, in general, but very economical this week, and players have struggled to get runs from him. He's looking now to put the squeeze back onto Portugal after a bit of an expensive 12th over. He's added a bit of a stylish headband to his collection along with those glasses, hasn't he?
I was questioning the man bun at the start of the week, and well, he's come back with me with this. Here is Midpuri then.
Up against Stoneman. Oh, and it looks, that might have been a fine tickle of an outside edge. Run out on. This is going to be an interesting one. Square, 3rd umpire is into play. Now, big decision needed to be made. Bit of confusion with the batters, as this one, as yeah, Nepo sends Stoneman back, who was looking to maybe run on the misfield.
Stoneman doesn't look confident. He's, if I go off body language, he's not looking confident here. We're going to take a look upstairs though. Here we go then. He's gone. He's going to be short of his ground, and that's a really good bit of work from Gibraltar. That's what happened. Apply the squeeze, put the pressure on, make them make mistakes. That's exactly what happens there. It looks as if Faf Stoneman's going to be given his marching orders, and there it is, the applause for Gibraltar, and all of a sudden things go from bad to worse, and this is becoming a very difficult situation for Portugal. Another wicket goes, and well, Portugal now 85 for 7.
Yeah, I mean, he'll be really disappointed there, Stoneman. You can just see him. He didn't look confident when he lay there on the ground. But composure from Gibraltar in the field there. Frioni just into the hands of Stagno to take the stumps. Could have quite easily just pelted that and gone for the direct hit. But this is it. I mean, this is you know, cricket's a game of moments. And we're seeing that at this moment. In the 12th there, it looked like Gibraltar had just given the advantage back to Portugal. And just, well, things change again with another wicket down for Portugal. Where do we go? I mean, this is really on a knife's edge, isn't it?
Thing is, though, a very capable batsman comes out to the middle, coming in at number 9. Suman Gimidi, who we've seen him in at the top order at number 4, number 3. He's now going to be coming in at number 9 and in a pretty dire situation, really. But again, it's not hard. You don't have to take any unnecessary risks. You can give yourself time to get in, nerdle it around, give the 1s and 2s. Gibraltar are allowing them to do that as well. There's no squeeze on the in-ring. Make them make mistakes. That's what's happened in that last time where they ended up getting the run out. That's exactly what we saw occur. But again, with a new batsman in, Nipu's only 4 off 5, get that squeeze on. Have someone in there. Get in his face. Just see what he's made of. Ask a question of his character.
Bang on the money. Anyway, 3 wickets needed, I think, for Gibraltar here to win. Anyway, in comes Mipuri. Outside the off. Slashed away by Gamiri. It'll just be the 1 run. Hatchman down there.
Gimidi's also going to play his shots. This is the thing. He will come in and he's not scared to. He's such a good batsman. Coming in at number 9, he almost is a little bit harsh on him, you'd probably say. But again, this is the thing. Questions can be asked. And I think here is... there you go. Look, I was just thinking about it as well. It's because it's white, that headband. Nipu's just turned around. I think Nipu's just playing a bit of mind games. He's just saying it's white. He's not allowed to wear it. Why is he allowed to wear something that's white? You have to take your arms off when they're white, the sleeves, and he's got to do it with that. But that's probably just a bit of, Nipu loves a bit of mind games. He will play mind games. I think he's playing with a dangerous character in Cabin Midpuri.
Yeah, and Mipuri just altering his field a little bit. This point where it's going to get very, very tight, very, very tense. I think we'll see a bit of mind games involved. Anyway, Mipuri into Nipo. Oh, and that has just missed the off stump.
Yeah, that's a good delivery. Nipu just getting stuck, and that tends to be the case with batsmen up against spinners at the moment. As I look to my right, Sami Naik looking a very nervous hybrid coach and scorer at the moment.
Nipo again looking to slash through the offside, doesn't get near it, and Mipuri again just building the pressure here on Portugal, and you can just hear the Gibraltar fielders, they're up and about, and this is going to be, tense moments, but they've got to keep the composure.
Kimry just goes and has a word with his counterpart in Nipo and says, take your time, we're in no rush here.
Mipuri into Nipo then. Pushes it into the offside. It's a good little nudge for 1.
So right hand, left hand combination as well. That's another thing you've got to contend with. Got to be on it with time as well. But again, too many gaps. And you can see now they've gone to the more traditional 4 men on the angle, which is nice to see. But again, they've had them just sort of sat on the circle, which is still just giving them it's just gifting them a single drop and run. They're both quick. Get someone inside. Have someone in their face and see if they can push it past them and just try and force them to make an error.
Mipuri finishing his first over here. Just fended into the leg side. Won't be Nipo and Mipuri. There's definitely some mind games going on between those two.
87 for 7 then after 13 overs, and that's a good over from Midpuri, conceding just the 2 runs. Bit of an embrace, and 87 for 7 after 13, requiring 38 off of 42 deliveries.
Yeah, we've got a good game on our hands here, but look, I mean, if we just have a little look here at the kind of the run rate, gradually, look, that run rate has gradually just slowed down for Portugal, whereas Jib gradually got better. I mean, they're still above the run rate. They're still effectively lead less than 1 a ball. So if they, Portugal at this point should win, really.
Yeah, they should do, but you would have said that at the start when they're only chasing 125 for victory. They've lost early wickets, which has been the issue, and looks as if we're going to see Louis Bruce come back into the frame of things here. Bowled well in that first spell for Gibraltar. Only went for 14 runs off of his 3 overs. The issue for Bruce, though, hasn't picked up wickets frequently enough for me. That's why, I can see why they're holding back Reyes. He's 2 wickets for him at the moment, but wickets, you've got to take wickets. Maybe Bruce is going to prove me wrong. Probably will, because he loves doing that, but he went 1 for 14 off his 3 overs. He's got an over left, and they're giving it to him early.
Yeah, I think they brought back Bruce a little bit earlier than expected here, just to try and get a wicket as he comes in. Nepo looking to get that single as he nudges into the leg side. Bit of eye contact from Bruce. The mind games are flowing here.
This is the mentality that Gibraltar have got to have. They've got to have that killer instinct almost. This is what they've lacked, and that's what they spoke about in that first game up against Portugal back on Thursday night. They didn't have that killer instinct. They weren't able to turn an area where they were probably going to go on to win and convert that victory, but that's what they've got to have. And, you know, Louis Bruce leading by example with that killer instinct, and that's what the intensity wants. You can see here Frioni being pulled up, but I think he's just saying, let's just be careful. Let's not push too close in, and if it runs away, it's going to run away for 4. Here is Bruce, though.
Hit strongly down the ground. It's going to take one bounce to Latino. He's going to go to the stumps. It's a direct hit. We've got to go for the umpire. It's another direct from here in this tournament. We've seen some stunners so far. Is this out? It's going to be close.
Well, Ian Latine coming in as captain here today. Struggled with the bat, and, well, he might have just put one of the final nails in the coffin for Portugal. Only time will tell. It was a very aggressive shot from Nepo. Got nothing of it. Sets off straight away. Latine sets himself, and it looked close, didn't it? He's
gone.
No way near, and Nepo will be given his marching orders, and that means all of a sudden Gibraltar are on top. Portugal falling to 87 for 8 with that. That's miles out. No way near. See you later. Poor running. And all of a sudden, this is going to be interesting. Wait for the roar. Wait for the roar. There it is. And that's a superb bit of work from Ian Latine. High fives all round. Nepo goes. Portugal, 87 for 8.
Wow, and once again, the pressure has just told on Portugal. What a direct hit. I mean, Nepo is nowhere near to being in there. Bat up in the air. He slides on through. But what a bullet arm from Ian Latine. We know he's a good fielder, but that is up there with the Mikado run out for yesterday of Bruce.
That's just, you know, that's what the magical moments. That's just one of the magical moments you need. You need to have moments like that where you can just turn around and have it. It's a bit of luck that he had all 3 stumps to aim for. He would have backed himself 9 times out of 10, but to still do it in these situations, that's when you've got to do it, as the wind's wrecking havoc. But all of a sudden, you think one more wicket. Then they bring Janai Khan in, and that's going to be interesting. 2 wickets for victory. This is the equation then. It is just going to be 2 wickets for victory in terms of a Gibraltar perspective. They're not going to think about holding them down and seeing if they can hold them before the 20 overs. Portugal, 38 runs needed off of 40 balls, and we've been saying it all week. They're susceptible to a collapse, and we're seeing it unfold right in front of our very own eyes.
So this brings Sarwar to crease, and, well, he can hit a ball. So, look, this is still in Portugal's hands. Anyway, Bruce to continue. Bit of a full toss, just over the covers. Mipuri's not going to get to that. Horrocks in the outfield. They're going to push 2 on the arm.
Better throw. Would have been close. Just struggled with the arm there from Horrocks, and Sarwar's not the quickest. You have to remember that as well. But Gimmedy's probably sat there thinking, it's got to have to be me. It's got to be me. I'm going to have to hit these 36 runs now. It's got to be me. It's now or never, really.
Bruce in. Gamiri through the offside. Is piercing the gap. Is he going to be able to get round to this? Really good pickup there from Zammit. He looked like he was about to overrun the ball, but he gets a really good hand down and good one-handed pickup.
Zammit's been really good in the field. He's been superb. That catch that he held off the bat of Najam Shahzad, that was where the game sort of turned into a slight favour of Gibraltar with wickets going and wickets tumbling. But that's a really good pickup, by the way, and that's one run, and one run that could be crucial.
Definitely. Now Sarwar up against Lou Bruce for the first time. His first ball. Just fends it back down the pitch. Lou Bruce looking to finish strong here then with his last over of this innings.
Yeah, he didn't pick up a wicket himself. It won't go to his column, but it was a run out, and it was a big run out of Siraj Nippu coming off this over. He's got a ball left, just making sure that everyone's out. As square leg now becomes deep square leg, and long off becomes a genuine mid off as Sarwar faces up here.
Bruce into Sarwar. It's gone up in the air. Oh, it's just going to bounce in front of Mipuri. There's a run out chance. Oh, direct hit, and he would have gone.
It's all happening. Oh, dear, Mipuri was about 2 steps away from taking a pretty simple catch. Then the direct hit was about an inch away, and oh dear, Oh, what it would. I'm so glad I'm not a Gibraltar fan, but someone who's a little bit nervy, Samir Nayak, gives me a look and he says, oh dear, Charlie, what's going on? He would have been gone by a fair distance, but he survives, and it brings an end to a very good over for Gibraltar. And at the end of 14 overs, 90 for 8. Look at that leadership group, by the way. Avinash Pai is probably thinking, God, I wish I was out there. Bet you wish you're out there right now.
No, I really wish I was out there. It's horrible to watch from up here. I can't lie. I think I'm a little bit more composed than Samir Nayak, though. I mean, I wish we had cameras on him because he is looking so agitated. His hands are in his face, then he's down. He doesn't know whether to stand up, sit down. Yeah, he's a bit fidgety.
He's back to work, though, by the way. He's still scoring. Just, again, bosses, he's still scoring, trust me. And Kevin Midputty is going to continue after a very good first over. Went for just 2. And again, he obviously got that run out as well. And yeah, it's just the wheels falling off for Portugal slowly but surely. But again, you've got to remember, by the way, 33 world ranking points places between them here. Here's Midputty.
Big swing and a miss from Gamiri.
What's he doing? Why is he playing that shot? Sawa's a good bat. He held his bat earlier in this tournament. Why is he playing an aggressive shot like that? That's crazy. Mental.
Yeah, cooler heads prevail. Look, Midputty comes in again. A little bit of a poke this time. It's an outside edge, I think. Feather outside edge. It's going to race away, and it's going to get 4 runs from it, but that is a chance. That is a chance.
That's so tough. That's so tough. Midputty's eyes hanging his head, and oh, that's just... This game's gone from one to another, and well, Samir, watch, he stood up now. He stood up, and he's this is such a close game. Out of nowhere, Gibraltar asking questions here, but can Portugal just keep their heads here?
In again, Midputty just nudged into the leg side. They're going to go push the single. They've got to be squeezing there, Gibraltar. That's too easy. You cannot be giving away singles in that inner ring.
It's just, it makes no sense. I don't get it. I mean, I'm now an assistant coach by the Rockers up. He's walking. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know where to stand. I mean, I wouldn't, that's for sure.
Midputty in again then. Pushes outside that off stump, and it's a swing and a miss from Sawa.
Again, just pushing it out, and Sawa, he's none of 4 now, and Gibraltar still in this hit.
Oh, and he's got him! Midputty just gets one to move away. And oh my word, we're down to a final wicket thriller.
Well, that's a superb delivery, by the way. Gave him a bit of width, the delivery before, and then turned around and put it right on the money, top of off. And that's what Midputty's offered since coming back into the national side. That extra bit of spin. And, well, that one just went on with the arm. And all of a sudden, it's in Gibraltar's hands. 1 wicket now needed. Gibraltar have Portugal 95 for 9.
Beaten all ends up there was Sawa, and yeah, fantastic from Midputty. A little bit of disappointment with the chance gone down at the start of the over, but he comes back strong, and yeah, look at that. Look how much this means to these players.
Junaid Khan then coming in at number 11. Who would have thought it? 124 for 5 after 20 overs. Gibraltar struggled to even get there at one point. They had to rely on a hobbling James Fitzgerald to get them up towards that 1-2-4. And all of a sudden, Portugal, we've been saying it for the last 3 days. They're susceptible to a collapse, and that is what we're seeing here. Game is not over, though. It's still less than runnable. It's been at less than runnable since over 3. But for some reason, something has not clicked for Portugal. And all of a sudden, again, Junaid Khan coming in at 11. What does he do here? He's got to just rotate the strike. Last delivery then here of the 15th.
Now, is this an LBW appeal? Sunil Chandramali shakes his head. You know, I think like you're pointing out to me, I think that's come off the bat.
he's middled that almost. But again, another brilliant over. 5 runs off it, picking up the wicket. 95 for 9 after 15. It doesn't finish here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got one more game. That's match number 9. That'll be Malta taking on Gibraltar. That's at 7:15 local time, 5:15 GMT, and 11:15 India time. And well, there's a man to go to. It looks as if it's going to be Keynes, it's going to be Nestor, and this is an interesting call to go to. I thought I would have gone Reyes here. I would have gone Reyes, see what he can do, but Nestor up against Suman Gimri. This is going to be interesting. 30 runs needed off of exactly 30 balls here on the rock, and Gibraltar. The thing is, you have to remember, by the way, this victory means almost more than any of the victories that they've taken off Malta. No disrespect to Malta, but the ranking points available here for a Gibraltar win up against the side, 33 places above them in the rankings. It's just like, it's gold dust for Gibraltar here.
Yeah, absolutely. And look, this is, I think, where Gibraltar are looking for that killer blow now. They're bringing back their pacer in Kenroy Nestor. He just needs to keep his head. If he bowls like he has and can, they're looking for that final wicket, aren't they? That's effectively what they're doing here.
Yeah, 1 wicket to win then here for Gibraltar. 30 runs needed for victory, and it's Kenroy Nestor to bowl the 16th.
Kenroy Nestor into Gimiri. Bowl short. Oh, and he looks to pull into the leg side. It goes over the top of the bat.
Just pulled out of that, didn't he, Gimiri? Didn't commit to it. Rightly so. Doesn't need to take any risks. I mean, this is the thing now. I mean, how nervous have you got to be? You've come in and the top order have failed miserably for Portugal, and you're coming in and you're thinking, well, I've got to just play the ball on its merit. That's all I've got to do.
Nestor into Gimiri again, pulled into the leg side. That has gone all the way. 6 runs to Gimiri.
And this is just where you question the choice of Nestor. He has always got a tendency to drop it short, and that's exactly what it does. And we saw Kuldeep Galia destroy anything like that earlier on. And well, all of a sudden, Suman Gimiri is just... I'm sorry. What are you doing, Joe? A bit nervous, are we? I think I might need to turn your mic off, and I might just have to call through this, because I think you're going to go sit next to Samir and I can just be a little bit nervous. But why? Why is it? Oh, I don't know if it was the call.
Yorkers, Yorkers, Yorkers is probably what I'm saying to myself. I mean, don't drop it short. He's coming around the wicket like he did in that first spell. Is that going to make any difference? But he's got to get it up there here, Nestor. Goes short again. It's pulled into the leg side. He doesn't get hold of this Gimiri. It'll just be the 1 run.
Pacer up against Pacer then. It's going to be Janai Khan against Kenroy Nestor. 7 versus 7. And it's all come down to this. You're fidgeting like, I don't know what's going on. I don't like being next to it right now. It's a bit weird. Portugal need 23 for victory off of 27 balls. However, it's just 1 moment of glory for Gibraltar. They only need the 1.
Yeah, just a little bit of a waiting, as just changing the field, making sure they've got the field in the right place here. As Nestor comes in, 3 balls to go. Goes short again. That
6 runs.
Out of it.
6 runs, and that's going to be another sigh of relief for Portugal. And this is really where the game could be taken away, because all of a sudden it's down into the teens. Janai Khan, by the way, what a shot for a number 11.
Janai Khan can actually bat, though. That's the weird thing. Look, we just don't get to see him that often. I mean, he can bat, can't he? This game isn't done. And I mean, look, if these two can bat, they win the game. It's less than a run a ball. That's simple. Gibraltar need a wicket, and Portugal can't afford to lose one.
It's got to be now or never for Gibraltar. Here is Nestor again.
It's gone up in the air. It's gone up in short. Run out chance.
Oh no, Advani. Oh, he just didn't have the arm on him. He couldn't flick it, and it just fell short. And it's so close, but yet so far for Gibraltar.
Yeah, big chance. Janai Khan just done for pace here. Goes up in the air, lands short of Advani. Run out chance. It's not a good throw into Stagno. And look at Kenroy, just turns back. Oh, we see it from a side. Oh dear, would have been a big chance. The diving Gimiri, who we do know is ridiculously quick. Nestor in again then. Last ball of his spell. Yorker length. Just pushed for that 1. Oh, it's
no.
a misfield.
And they're gonna, this is good. Good from Suman Gimiri. Apply the squeeze. You don't want to have Gimiri on strike. But it baffles me. It really does. It blows my mind. 110 then for 9 after 16. In fact, I think that might be, that is right, 110 then for 9 after 16. 15 runs needed. Could it be the story of just not enough runs on the board? That could come back to haunt Gibraltar here.
100%. And I mean, look, you have another 20 runs on this board, and this is definitely Gibraltar's game. As we take a little look at the scoreboard of Portugal here, you know, a couple of batsmen who may start, but big wickets, a big opportunity, big moments, and I think it's going to fall on Gamiri's head here, and he's looked so far probably the most composed man in the ground. Yeah, he has, and well, he looks more composed than you and Sammy Knight combined, as you two aren't even on the field. And at the moment, if it's going to be a man, I mean, the celebrations if he gets it. Here he is there, mid-putty, up against Suman Gimidi. Goes over leg side. This is going to go. It's only going to be the one bounce four, but it's another four to Gamiri as he looks to take control and say, look, everyone's a bit nervous, but I'm going to take this game home for Portugal. We need to win this game. It's it's a poor delivery, just strays off his line, and you can just see now this is a thing, a few heads being lost out in the field, a lot of people trying to get involved, just got to do what they've been doing. Here we go. Puri, oh, he's overcompensated. This could be wide. He's well fielded down there from Ferron. He's aware to it, so it's not going to run for 4. But again, 2 runs. Crumbling under pressure here, Gibraltar. Mid-putty, we said he looked composed, but all of a sudden, look at this now. Latin on the boundary. He's telling his fielders, got to get in. It might be a little bit too late to have applied the squeeze here. All of a sudden, there's now 4 men still in, as Horrocks was at just behind square, and he's now being pushed out, potentially. No one really knows. Zamit's in close. Advani's in close. Need a wicket. Junaid Khan, they've got to keep him on strike if they're going to get this hit. So, Mipuri up to Khan. Just darts this one into the legs. It's clipped off the pads. Horrocks is round to it. They're not. Oh, it's a misfield. They're going to call it through for 2. Sloppy. That is sloppy from Gibraltar. They've just crumbled at the last second here. They've got to that last hurdle, and it just seems as if they're going to fall at the last second. That's sloppy. That's poor. 2 boundaries does it then for Portugal. 7 runs needed. Look, it's not a question of are we going to get to the end of these 20 overs. It's a question of whether or not Gibraltar can take that final wicket. And at the moment, they're just letting the pressure get to them. Yeah, they're just crumbling here. And this is, again, winning mentality, learning how to win games. That's what they've been trying to learn over the last sort of few months under new coaching staff. And Mid-putty, he needs to find a way of getting a wicket here. Into the leg side again. This is going to go for 4. And it's Junaid Khan showing us that, again, he can bat. That's so poor from Mid-putty. The bowling is just fallen here. What's happened? It's just gone from being an incredible bit of bowling and keeping it outside that off. And he's just bowling. He's bowling pies. It's short. It's on the leg side. And at this level, it's going to get hit. And all of a sudden, it's now just 3 runs needed for victory. Yeah, Portugal's game now. Just 1 more boundary or 3 more runs. There's got to be something special. Mipuri's got to pull one out the bag here as he comes in again to Khan. Pulled into the leg side. It's nice and straight. Latin will pick it up. They'll just take the 1. But this man on strike now, Gamiri, he's been playing well, and I expect him to get Portugal over the line here. You've got to put the squeeze on now. You've still got to have, they've only got 3 men out at the moment. The squeeze is going to be on. They can do it in singles. You've got to just turn around and go, hit me over the top. Go on, give it a go. See what you can do. As it looks as if the only men out at the moment is still going to be, it's going to be deep cow corner, deep cover, and then mid-on and long off. That's the field for Gibraltar at the moment. 2 runs for victory. Suman Gimidi, can he be the hero? Hit down the ground. It's going to go all the way. And Gamiri wins it for Portugal. What a game we've had here. The celebrations on the boundary from the Portuguese team as they go. 6 wins from 6. That's such a poor finish to the game from Gibraltar. It's got to be said. Just not applying the squeeze when necessary, but don't take the game and don't take credit away from Suman Gimidi. Remember the name because that has been a sensational innings. He finishes on exactly 33 off of 14 deliveries, and he really took the game by the scruff of the neck, and he has got Portugal an unbeaten record here in Gibraltar. But where did it go wrong for Gibraltar? It was really that it all went wrong with just not enough runs on the board. Yeah, first and foremost, not enough runs on the board with a below par total. But when you get to that point with 1 wicket needed, their bowling at the end just wasn't good enough. But what a start there from Ken Roy-Nesta with the wicket of Kuldeep Galoya.
Yeah, got it really early, and Alandani went as well. Well, it ended up being that over from K-Nest that kind of came back to haunt them in the middle overs. As it was a good bit of work though from Hatchman. He came in the middle overs and got a little bit unlucky at some time, but it was also he was able to eventually pick up that wicket of Najam Shahzad, and it then meant that, well, it was this catch here from, it wasn't this one, that wasn't a catch, but it was just not too long after it that it was a good catch from Zamit. Reyes came in and he bowled well again. He finishes with figures of 2 for 10 off 3, and you probably sit there and argue, why didn't they go to him before K-Nest? That's probably the big question. Midpudi bowled well in his first 2 overs. He was on it, they were all on it, all the field were on it, but it just seemed at that last hurdle, they just crumbled.
Yeah, just those last 2 overs from Jib, first with Nesta and then with Mipur, and it just, I mean, this was an incredible direct hit. And this point, you're going, Jib's game.
Yeah, you would, and you were expecting Jib to come through and get that last wicket, and well, that was a great delivery from Midpudi, but it ends up being in vain as Gibraltar lose by 1 wicket. And it was that shot from Suman Gimadi, and it was elations as nice to see Portugal clap off Gibraltar here, and you can just see it there in the middle of your screens. Incredible bit of work, but Gibraltar, they've got to pick themselves back up as they will go at it once more. And well, I wouldn't have expected to be looking at this scorecard thinking that they would have come away with a victory at the halfway stage.
Absolutely not. I wasn't expecting this at all. We had a proper game on our hands in the end. But you know what? Credit where credit's due. Suman Ghamiri and Junaid Khan, final wicket stand. Just look at that. 27 runs from Ghamiri, 14 from Khan. No one calmer in this ground than those 2. And look, that's why they've won this game.
Yeah, it was sensational to watch. Suman Ghamiri ends up picking up the man of the match player award as well because of his, of course, don't forget he bowled quite well as well. He ended up going for figures in that first spell, or in that first innings I should say. He ended up with 1 for 19 off his 3, but look at this, and Nestor 2 for 45. That was really where the game was lost. I don't know if Nestor was the man to go to. He has that tendency to drop short, and Suman Ghamiri ended up giving him the treatment, and well, you just looked then as well. Well bowled to Hatchman, by the way. Went for 10s, but picked up the all-important wicket. A huge thanks to everyone for tuning in though, and do make sure you come back in around about an hour and 20 minutes or so. Gibraltar, they take on Malta in match number 9. That's coming away at the 7:15 mark here in Gibraltar. It's been an absolute pleasure to call this penultimate game here alongside Joe Marples with myself, Charlie Hunt, here on the European Cricket Network. We'll be back in about an hour and a quarter. See you soon.